I'm gonna start. Um, Today we have officially learned Democrat officials still refuse to accept the will of the American people. Maryland's Democrat Senator Chris Van Hollen rushed to Dulles Airport this morning to fly to El Salvador, potentially using taxpayer dollars to demand the release of deported, illegal, alien MS-13 terrorists. The Democrats and the media in this room have continually and wrongly labeled Omar, Efraimo Garcia as a Maryland hate. There is no Maryland.
Holy Toledo. Holy Toledo. Yo, Jason, how you liking that bidet, bro? How you liking that bidet? You never knew you needed it, but now you can't live without it. It's a game changer for sure, dude. It's a game changer. You literally, after you use it, you look around in the room at everybody else and you're like, you guys are disgusting. You guys are gross. What's going on, guys? Good morning. What's up, chef? What up, milkman? What's going on, chat? Guys, tap the screen. Let's get some debates going. What in the flip are you talking about? I am definitely not MAGA. Oop, that needs to go. Quiet day? Did I see? Yes. Yes, I did see the RFK thing. No, you're Darren. What? Guys, we just went live. We just went live. Tap the screen. The case was dropped. Okay, thank you, Tracy, for bringing that up. Am I elevated? No, I just woke up. What's up, Jeremy? I'm Karen's twin, Darren. I get it. I get it. Do I garden? I don't. I don't garden. No, I don't. No, I'm sober. I'm almost a year and a half sober, actually. Guys, what are we looking at in the news? How we doing, y'all? I just saw Carolyn Levitt just did another thing on Kilmar Abrega Garcia, still calling him a terrorist, still calling him MS-13. He's never been convicted of any crimes here. Is working a job and supporting your family an act of terrorism now? What? Trump Trump saving America from bureaucracy while also like harassing law firms and schools with executive orders, taking away Harvard's fucking tax exempt status. You guys are disgusting, dude. What are y'all talking about? Oh my god. Pickles the Zionist. The hell? We're the Zionist while Trump is attacking schools for being anti-Semitic. I'm the Zionist. MAGA's so backwards, bro. They're so backwards. I am gonna be at the tour, guys. I am gonna be at the tour. Everyone should pay taxes or nobody. Exactly. As soon as Democrats get in office, please start taxing the churches. Please. Please. They deserve it. After the hell they've put us through this year, after what Heritage Foundation has put us through, the churches need to be taxed. I'm sorry. They just need to be taxed. Sorry. I'm gonna start. All right. Yeah. Everyone else's lives give me such bad anxiety. You're the goat. Much love, Emily. Love to hear it. I mean, I hate that for you, but thank you. Republican senators sound the alarms over retaliation fears from Donald Trump. Republican Lisa Murkowski, a Republican from Alaska, sounding the alarms this morning. We're all scared right now, Murkowski said, pausing. That's not something I say lightly. This is uncharted territory for me. And honestly, I get nervous speaking out because the threat of retaliation is real, and that's just wrong. Imagine saying something that Trump doesn't like, and he writes an executive order saying the DOJ needs to investigate you. Republicans will say, good, good. Ugh. Ty, I'm not debating pro life this morning. We got bigger fish to fry. I wouldn't care. Bring it on, Trump. Dude, you can't afford to fight the federal government in court. Ford says it'll start hiking car prices next month if President Trump's if he doesn't ease the tariffs. The increase will apply to vehicles built in May, hitting U.S. showrooms by late June or July. China is opening a new front in the trade war on TikTok. I know you guys have seen uh, the videos of the Chinese manufacturers, how it's made, seeing all these luxury brands being made in China that actually say they're like made in Italy and stuff. Insane. Temu and Shein are two major sources of e-commerce on the platforms. They've announced that they will increase prices for U.S. customers starting April 25th. That's in a week and 1 day. Yellow?
Oh yeah. Snap into a Slim Jim, brother.
Oh my god. Chat, tap the screen. Let's get to like 10K likes. The IRS is reportedly sharing or preparing to revoke Harvard University's tax exempt status following President Trump's recent threats against their institution. This move comes from after Harvard rejected federal demands to alter its academic programs and hiring practices, which the university deemed unlawful. The IRS has not officially commented, but a decision is expected soon. Imagine unprovoked, attacking our most prestigious college. It's not good enough for Trump. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. If you're on TikTok, if you are on YouTube, I will wait just a few minutes and then I will turn on the phone number so you guys can call in. Amid escalated trade tensions with the United States, China is increasingly turning to Canada to fulfill its crude oil needs. We're just shooting ourselves in the foot so bad. China's crude oil imports rose by 4.8 year to year to 51.4 million metric tons, bolstered by record shipments from Iran and strategic pivot towards Canadian oil. And then Gavin Newsom, we have Gavin Newsom filing a federal lawsuit challenging Trump's sweeping tariffs, arguing they're unconstitutional and economically harmful to the state. Is that what he's doing? Is he trying to fuck over California because all of our manufacturing's there? I'm gonna be wearing Peace, Love, and Pickles shirt at the tour. I love that. Are you? What do you mean? Are you gonna be at the Unfuck America tour? Oh, you are, Lilies? I love that. Yellow.
What's up?
What's up? Have we talked before?
I think so.
All right. You want to talk about Trump?
I mean, clearly you do.
What do you think
It's your,
about what do
it's
you
your
think
whole
about
persona.
what do you think about Trump removing tax exempt status from Harvard?
Say that one more time, clear.
What do
I
you think
couldn't hear
about
what you
Trump
said.
removing the tax exempt status from Harvard?
I mean, he's using it as leverage. I don't necessarily like it. I think all schools should be tax exempt, like churches, just because of what they do.
Jerry, thank you for the auto
But
renew.
I don't like Harvard. I don't like Harvard, so
Why don't you like Harvard?
they're just too left leaning for me. I feel like they allowed some anti-Semitic things to happen on their campus and didn't do anything about it.
Like
That's
what?
a whole other conversation. We don't have to get into that.
What anti-Semitic stuff did they allow?
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I do. Are you like Harvard? You like Harvard?
The most prestigious school in our country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's arguable.
Which one is more prestigious?
Yale.
Okay, still, do you think Yale's next? Do you think Trump is going to position himself to attack Yale with the same claims?
I mean, it depends, man. Trump doesn't like.
Do you think one man should be able to challenge an entire institution's tax exempt status or their practices for hiring?
Sure.
Aren't you
One man
guys
being the
against
president.
the whole bureaucracy thing?
Yeah.
But you're for this.
Yes.
Got it. What about freedom of speech?
What about it?
What about being able to teach how you want to teach?
I mean, the president has made it clear of what he wants as far as. I mean, what's his main argument? The DEI?
Okay.
Is that what it is? Is that what Trump's argument is?
I guess, yeah, DEI, he says that they're doing anti-Semitic stuff and that their hiring practices need to be changed. And he also wants federal oversight. He wants like a federal cooperation program in place. Like where they get to
If they're getting federal
audit all of
money,
their
then
stuff.
they should have some type of federal oversight. They're getting billions of dollars, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's for like science and research.
Do you agree with DEI?
I don't think it's harmful. I think it's a boogeyman.
DEI is bad for businesses.
Yeah, how so?
So it forces people of different cultures and backgrounds and such to have to try and socially work together, which can cause problems in the workplace and be bad for business.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, the Harvard Business Review did a study on it. Are you not aware of that?
Nope.
Well, it's
Harvard
the most
Business Review says that diversity hurts business.
DEI is bad for business, yes. Harvard, the most prestigious school that you think is the best, they think that DEI is bad for business.
I'm gonna check you on that.
Please do.
Whether Harvard's DEI initiatives are business beneficial for business is a complex question, varying perspectives. Some argue DEI programs can lead to better financial performance and innovation. Others contend they can be ineffective or even harmful. It doesn't say that this is what Harvard found, though, yet. The problem with DEI...
Let me find it. Let me find the exact article for you. Hold on one moment. It's a study, Harvard Business Review. Is that what you're looking at?
Most DEI practices actually undermine diversity. That's one. It would be for diversity, though. There's one saying why DEI programs, diversity programs fail.
That could be it. I can't remember the title, but that sounds familiar.
I don't think it says it's bad for business. It just says they fail.
If you read the study, it actually does say it's bad for businesses. That's why they fail.
They actually in this they have a whole chart of like diversity programs that get results, and companies do a better job of increasing diversity when they forego. So this is just analyzing how diversity programs should be implemented, not that they're bad.
The title literally says why diversity programs fail.
Yeah, how they could be better, right?
Yeah, why they're bad.
That's not why they're bad. It's why they fail.
Which is bad, right? Failing is bad.
No, I think your comprehension's a little off here, bud.
I don't think so.
I know so.
You don't think failing is bad?
I want you to read me what like something in here that backs your statement, because all I see is their auditing of different diversity programs and how they could be better and why they fail.
Hold on, let me find the exact one.
Managers made only strangers, most of the minorities, take tests and hired white friends without testing them. It just lists all the different things that they use to implement DEI or diversity, and things like why you just can't just outlaw bias, and just like the flaws in trying to do this. Now that not that it makes the workplace inefficient.
Okay, the failure of the DEI industrial complex, Harvard Business Review.
How organizations can hold themselves and the practitioners they work with accountable for merely improving outcomes marginalized.
Hold on. Hey, Pickles, I'll be right back, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say, I hope he's not leaving.
What's up, Santana?
Hey, Pickles.
Uh-huh.
I know you're super locked in, but just take a look here for a second.
What's up? Oh shit! You got one? Yo, let's go.
Not only did I get one, but I got my wife one too.
Oh shit, dude.
20.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chat, if you guys want, we do have merch. You see Santana wearing it. We have Go On Get shirts. They're in my bio. They're my only piece of merch. I dare you guys to buy one. They're $25.
It's super comfortable. Like I really, I wear a lot of black shirts anyway. Like this is super comfortable. This feels great. Love like the length on the sleeves. Yeah, this is good. Also, he's completely wrong. there's multiple studies. There's a Forbes study that was completed that shows how companies that embrace DEIA actually see overall improvement and productivity and also additional revenues. There's also Pew Research studies that's completed that shows that companies actually perform at a higher level in investing in their DEIA programs, and also the DEIA has a favorable net rating by normal everyday people. Like this is actually factually incorrect. He's headline fishing and saying that like, oh, a failure means that it's bad. It just means that it's not being done correctly. When you don't actually invest in those programs, when you don't actually follow up and make sure those things are, you know, properly adhered to, then it actually fails.
Yeah, that's what this is. Like, I don't think this is. Yeah, this article he
It's
just cited, his second attempt at citing an article, also didn't
mhm.
say what he thinks.
No,
It
it
says
doesn't.
that they're criticizing the interventions that they're using in
Hmm.
DEI and saying there could be better ones. They're not saying
Yep.
that they're hurting businesses.
Nope. He's headline fishing,
Yeah,
which is not how you actually cite a source.
and
So there's that.
he's like, didn't you know that,
Hmm.
Kelton? Bub, we're gonna learn you something today.
We are, and then he can go and get.
That's right. That's right, dude. This signal chat is popping, bro.
It is
Our
insane.
our secret signal chat. We can't even talk about a chat,
We can't. We can't.
but it's
We
popping.
cannot. We do not want our signal chat leaking. So one second, I share what source I was referencing. Yeah, there's specifically a Forbes study that was completed on the actual benefits of DEIA, and then also there's a Pew Research study about the benefits of DEIA as well.
Success of DAI initiatives depends on committed leadership and systematic implementation. Inclusive leaders drive remarkable improvements, accounting for 70% higher employee belonging, 17% better team performance, and 29% stronger collaboration. Kelton, oh my goodness. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Santana. Thank you for this.
Mm-hmm.
10 reasons why
Mm-hmm.
DA is important for business.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this, guys. Look at this. This is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump, the guy who fucking fired 95% of his former administration because he couldn't work with them, all of them, probably all of them white men,
Mm-hmm.
is going to tell the rest of the world how to do their hiring?
And the thing that I think is interesting, and the problem that a lot of people have when it comes to actually embracing DEIA is, one, they think that it's something that's done and it's given to people when literally it's the most merit-based thing that you can do, because it's saying, I don't care if you're black, you're white, you're a woman, you are disabled, whatever, put it on the table, what you got, right? And that's what it boils down to. But also, he said something, because Pickle, I always hang out and listen, but he was like, oh, you're forcing people from different backgrounds and cultures and da 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 to work together. Like, that breeds the most success when you're not in a think tank, when you have like people pushing back and looking at different angles, and that's how you actually become successful, when not everyone thinks the exact same way.
Yeah, I agree. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. When you're not just a bunch of homogenous white dudes
Mm-hmm.
with the same background, with the same
Mm-hmm.
type of thinking, jerking each
Yeah.
other off, the same bias. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, every I've been in corporate America for a long time, and any team that I've headed up or been a part of, um, I always embrace people that are somewhat contrarian, right? Because you need people to actually push back and stress test your ideas and your thoughts. And if you get comfortable in those same ideas and thoughts, then you become stagnant, you become lazy, and you can become, very blind to potential threats, risk, or opportunities, because you're just so used to doing the same thing over and over and over. So,
Better hiring return. I really want to see any study that talks about what Kelton's talking about. He's been gone for too long. He's not going to sit up here and hold
and
my
he
line
ran.
up. Yeah.
He's like, but that's the thing. There's no study that actually backs up what he was saying because all the other studies say, to the contrary.
Hello, Miss
Oh, he
Oaf.
left. I wanted to ask him who was covered by DI exactly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kicked him because
Morning.
we're not going to sit here for.
I just wanted to,
Yeah. But good morning. Did you want to say
JD
something real quick?
Vance was covered by DEI.
Oh, was he?
Oh, absolutely. JD Vance, yes, he was. The Yale DEI initiative for their grad scholar program, as well as his admittance because he was a veteran, because veterans are covered by DEI.
Correct.
Mothers are covered by DEI. Elderly people are covered by DEI. If you're a poor white person from a trailer park, guess what? There are initiatives that DEI will make sure that you have an apprenticeship. There's literally almost every American is covered by DEI except for the super wealthy, because that is actually what we're seeing in institutions. Is it's going back to being legacy programs. If your daddy was in Harvard, you're going to be in Harvard.
Nice.
And can I just point out, like, seriously, if it wasn't for DEIA, then Trump would have never been president. Do you all understand
MAGA
that?
or DEI.
No. Seriously. I can seriously tell you that if it wasn't for DEIA, Trump would have never been president. Pickles, do you know how?
How?
Simple. Trump lost the popular vote. First term, lost the popular vote. The only reason that he became president was because of the Electoral College. The Electoral College gives representation to those states that don't have the same amount of representation as the majority of the people, i.e., it gives equity to those different states. So states like California, who has a majority amount of people, don't just overrun all the other states, i.e., it is DEIA, and without DEIA, Trump would have never been president in 2016 or 2017.
Woof.
Yeah.
That's a big own, chat.
Actually, DEI actually comes from Harvard. It was the New England institutions that implemented DEI back in the 1800s because they were having all these wealthy Southern families had no place to send their sons to college. So to reach out to them, they lowered their admittance standards to get these wealthy Southern families to send their sons to Harvard and to Yale and Oxford.
Yeah. Anyway, hey Pickles, I gotta get out of here. I really just wanted to show you my shirt. Like, you were dunking on that guy. He had no idea, but I just wanted to show off one more time. Listen, guys, if you want to be cool like me, right, like me, because I'm super cool. But if you want to be like me, then you need to click the link in Pickles' bio and get you one of these shirts. Go on get shirt. As a matter of fact, like I said, I loved it so much. I got myself one, I got my wife one, and we're twinning. So if you have a wife, a husband, a spouse, a puppy, a kid, anyone, get them one as well. Don't just get yourself one. Get someone. If you love someone, anyone, get someone else one, or just get one and donate it, right? It's always a good thing to be kind. So click the link in Pickles' bio, and you know what? If someone actually, I'll do this. First five people that actually go in, click the link in Pickles' bio, purchase the shirt, and send me proof. You can, shoot me an email. My email is in my link tree, or you can like DM me your confirmation number or something. I don't know. First five people that do it, I will make a personal shout out video. One, thanking you for the purchase, and two, admitting to how cool you are, and you're just as cool as me. So the first five people that actually goes and gets those shirts, you will get a special customized video from me that I will post and we will talk about. So, go and get it.
Damn, Santana. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Anyway.
you, bro.
You need to get on these shirts right now because tariffs are real.
Exactly.
And
True. Yeah.
We function under capitalism. Get them now because at least you can get under the wire.
Yeah. Anyway, I have to go.
All right.
See you
thank
later,
you.
Pickles.
And thank you so much.
I got another video coming.
All right.
Did you watch the one that I posted?
I did.
Listen. It was crazy, right?
Yeah, that was
I
good.
love it.
That was good. Chat,
Yeah.
go check out Santana. He's gonna be with me on the Unfuck America tour. I'm so stoked I get to meet him, give him a big old hug on Tuesday. So yeah, keep posted for that, chat.
I think I might have a moniker on Tuesday. I might actually wear a moniker. Anyway, all right, I'll see you.
All right, man. And Miss Oh, I did not mean to. I accidentally kicked her too. Miss Oaf, thank you so much. I meant to X his name and she bumped right up. Chat, I love you guys. Please, if you are a Trump supporter, hop in the box. If you are friendly, please hop out of the box. We are not doing friendlies right now. Also, while I have a bigger viewership, I want to also mention again, I am going to be part of the Unfuck America tour. If you guys want to contribute, please go to the link in my bio. And people were asking, where is the link in my bio? Here is the link in my bio. Oh, wow. Where is it? Here is the link in my bio. So this is my profile. Here's my link tree. If you go to my link tree, the very first link is Act Blue, and that's where you could donate to the Unfuck America tour. That's going to allow us to mobilize and get on the road and chase Carly Kirk around the country and make sure he's having as little of an impact on our impressionable youth as possible. He is out there spreading propaganda and lies and far-right bullshit. And we need your help so that we can follow him around and hold him accountable and jam his ass up. Second of all, the merch is right here. It's the second button. This is where you can go get your shirt. They're $25. All right, we'll get to our next guest, chat.
Oh,
Yellow,
hello.
are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah,
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
because he's the only one standing up to China.
He's not doing a very good job.
Oh, we don't know that. I think he's doing a good job.
You ready to pay with your wallet for Trump's war?
Yes, I am.
What do you think we're going to get out of it?
I think we're going to stay the global economic power, and we're going to keep China from spreading its influence as much as they're trying to do, and spreading their style of government.
I think we're helping them do that right now. Trump has pulled out of the world stage. He's pulled the United States out of a lot of things like USAID and helping developing countries that need things like food and water and shelter. We were out there helping these people, and Trump pulled us out. And now China has come and swooped in, and they're like, hey, you should look at us as the good guys. So we're doing the exact opposite. Also, Canada, the people that Trump just completely fucked our relationship up with, Canada is now looking to China and is doing more trade relations with China because of Trump. So it's doing the exact opposite of what you just said.
Well, that remains to be seen. There are
no,
trade
we are
deals
seeing
going.
this.
It remains to be seen. We are like the second quarter of a trade war, and I think everyone is just so spoiled. This is our war that our generation has to fight. We're just gonna have to cut down on going out to eat twice instead of 4 times a month. We have to cut down, maybe get a coffee every
Can you
other
imagine
day.
if Joe Biden did this? We just wanted to tax the upper class. You guys are ready to spend 300% on things like groceries for Trump for a trade war that makes no sense. This makes no sense.
It's either to do one of two things: either renegotiate better trade deals so that they don't have.
We have free trade with them almost. What do you mean?
No.
Yes.
It's not even true.
Yeah, that is true. That was true before Trump came along and fucked them up and started a trade war with them in like 2018.
Trump is the one that opened up their agricultural markets for our farmers in the phase 1 trade deal when we weren't allowed to sell any of our agricultural products to China at all.
What? No, Trump fucking tariffed China, and they tariffed us back. They were buying our agriculture. They were buying our soybeans, and China said, watch this. And they tariffed soybeans and put all of our farmers out of business, and we had to bail them out to the tune of like $29 billion.
Yeah, he followed his word and bailed out the farmers because he
That
was
he fucked over?
renegotiating what? No, he didn't fuck them over. He bailed them out
He fucked them
because he
over
was
and had to bail
renegotiating
them
a trade
out.
deal.
It was not negotiating. It was a trade war. There was no negotiation.
Yeah, but China didn't allow us to sell any of our beef or pork or in lots
That's
of
not true.
agricultural
It was
products.
chicken, and they
It was
allow
more
us to
than
sell our
chicken.
chicken.
It was a lot of stuff. And because we opened up the Chinese market with the phase 1 trade deal, it made the price of all the things we sell go way up, and our volume of everything that the agricultural exports go to the highest it's ever been. So
You're
like they
talking
looked at
about
it like,
after
oh, they
Trump
had
did
to
his
feel
tariffs. After
it
Trump did
almost
his
sounds
tariffs. Trump did his tariffs, and then they did that, dude.
Yeah, I know. And then we made a deal, the phase 1 trade deal. So he did the tariffs and he renegotiated a trade deal.
No,
That's exactly
the
what he's
tariffs are
doing
what
now.
started the trade war. There was almost no tariffs on us before Trump did this. He was mad. This was retaliation because he thought China was taking like proprietary secrets from the United States, like
They
copying our
were.
IPs, like
They were
copying.
taking IP. They were doing forced technology transfers. They were stealing our IP information, and they had their markets closed off to our farmers.
They
Like
weren't.
there
They
was a
did not
lot of
have their
shit
markets
going
closed
on.
off to our farmers.
Yes, that's
No,
what
they
the
did
phase
not.
1 trade deal was all about.
You're talking about after Trump did that.
After Trump did what?
After Trump put his tariffs up, then they did that.
Yeah.
You're not making
I'm
any
telling
sense.
you
You're just
that they had it closed off before. Maybe we sold maybe a couple things in there, but they had a lot of markets completely closed off to our farmers. And so
no, they
he
did
put
not.
yes,
we
we did.
we were part of the World Trade Organization. Are you talking about before 2001?
I'm talking about before 2017. That's why in 2020 we had the best agricultural export year ever. Once they got the trade deal signed. It's the same thing. Short-term pain for long-term gain. That's his game, and it worked out.
No, so they didn't close it off. They had a 12%. They had a 12% tariff on beef, 12% on pork, dairy 8 to 12, or 8 to 20, almonds 10 to 25, wine 14, soybeans 3%, cotton 1%, corn 1%, wheat 1% within quota. You're not.
And then
You're
you
not
got to add on
telling
the
the truth. You
VAT,
said we
the
were closed
value-added
off.
tax. Like, what's up?
The VAT?
The VAT. Yeah, we don't have a VAT on any country, but all these countries have VATs on us. Nobody's talking about that either. Nobody even knows what a VAT is. And so everyone's just so out of their depths when they're trying to talk about this stuff, and they don't realize how bad we're getting fucked. And that's why their GDP is growing at twice the rate of ours. Like, we have to slow them the fuck down. Like,
No,
you guys
the
think
reason
Trump
they're
is
doing that.
authoritarian? Wait till Xi Jinping has the most cultural and global influence in the world.
They're just minding their own business. What they're doing, what they've done is they've played the long game, and what they've done is they've artificially kept their currency at a low value so that they can be exporters. We've never wanted to be net exporters. We've never aimed to that. And now Trump is trying to tell you guys all this disinformation to be like, we're not exporting anything. When we're consumer country, we're rich. Our dollar goes much further. So unless you want to devalue the dollar, we will never become exporters like China. We will never be able to make products as cheap as China so that the rest of the world will buy them from us. So no matter how much Trump does with these tariffs, nobody will be able to outprice China, period.
Why?
Because we have a thing called minimum wage. We use the US dollar.
Yes, but do you realize what's changed?
What?
Everything is going to be run by robotics in the next generation. So minimum wage has almost nothing to do with it anymore.
Okay, and who do we buy those robotics? Like, none of this makes sense. We're going to be like going uphill through mud for like 20 years trying to do this on our own when we could be using fair trade to catch up.
We are reading like everything, all those companies, Nike, like these are American companies that just outsourced and ran because of minimum wage and wage unfairness that China uses child labor and human rights
It's not
violations
child
for.
labor.
Why do they?
Dude,
Why should they benefit long term from our companies and our consumers? Any country who outsources that type of shit is not a very smart
we will
country.
never be able to sell it cheaper than them. Period. Even with just real estate, even without labor, real estate by itself. Period.
Yes, but
Can't do
most
it.
people I know, when they go around town, they like to buy things local because they like to support local businesses and local communities.
Even if you think it's local,
we
it's
pride ourselves
bullshit.
on that.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I
It's
think
bullshit.
Americans can have a sense of nationalism where we can
We will
support
still never become
American companies
exporters.
just by paying a little bit more.
It doesn't matter. We'll never be able to sell it to the rest of the world. We'll never change the fact that we are a net importer.
And
we'll
that's
never be able to change
Trump
that.
is negotiating these trade deals. He's trying to figure out
That's not going to do it. You're willing to pay this insane amount of money in taxes for Trump to have rich friends tax cuts. That's it.
They have an evil style of government. The Chinese Communist Party like disappears people on their own, and they've been doing that for a long time.
Trump is doing that right now.
Yeah, people who aren't citizens of this country.
Yeah,
China does it just to people
it's only
that
been 90
talk
days,
bad
bro.
about the government. Who
It's
are
only been
citizens of China, who were born in China. We're not doing that to American citizens.
Trump is writing executive orders right now, targeting his political enemies, telling the DOJ to investigate them.
Like they did to him?
No, can you tell me who wrote an executive order to look after Trump?
Well, I can tell you the DOJ went after him.
Well, maybe he shouldn't be doing so much fucking crime.
Dumbass shit, like paying a stripper 10 years ago or something. Like
no,
give me a
it was
break.
election finance fraud.
Nobody cares about it though.
Well, we do. I know you guys have chosen not to, but we care. I care that he like tried to steal the election. And like
if a Democrat president had done this stuff, they would have never been charged.
Okay, tell me when we did that.
Like stuff with Bill Clinton, bro. Like there's a lot of like things that like aren't enough to charge a presidential candidate for, and that would have never happened if it wasn't Trump derangement syndrome all over the place. It would have been like,
that he's taught y'all this.
We don't want to do this to a president.
He's taught y'all this like nifty term, Trump derangement syndrome, as a catch-all for all the things he's done bad. But he's a president right now, doing things that are illegal. How is it so hard for you to believe that he did illegal things 4 years ago? How is it so hard for you to believe that?
What illegal things?
I don't know. Attacking people's freedom of speech using executive orders. Like just straight up ignoring Supreme Court judges' like verdicts, telling him to turn planes around when he shouldn't be deporting migrants without due process. He's like, nah, too late.
When the written order came in, from what I understand, is that they were already landed.
They weren't already landed. You just made that up. That no one has ever said they were landed.
They were in international waters or something like.
Yeah. Okay. No. What they said was when the oral argument came out, they still hadn't seen the written argument. That was their bullshit excuse.
Yeah. Well, he's doing what the people voted him to do.
No.
Like the people that support him.
No one voted for him to break the law. Sorry.
He didn't break the law. I
just told you how he broke the law.
We voted for him to keep the country safe and get gang members the hell out of here. Like, we don't want cartel members here. They're killing our American citizens, like people who are good people.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia was a working man with zero laws broken in this country.
I think beating up your wife is breaking the law.
That was never proven.
Occasions.
Sorry, never proven. Charges dropped.
Oh, just his wife just wanted a protective order from him.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Do you think Trump raped E. Jean Carroll?
I don't think he raped her. No.
Do you think he sexually assaulted her?
I don't know what happened. That's between her and him. There's no proof to say
then
otherwise.
What happened between Abrego Garcia and his wife is between her and him.
Sure. Yeah, but still, he's not a citizen in this country. And if you want to be a citizen in this country, like, you need to show good moral character. If you're already a citizen, you have all these rights. But if you enter the country illegally, you don't have those rights. Like, we can tell you to get the hell out.
You have every right. You have every right that everyone else has underneath the Constitution. If you have 1 foot on this soil, You absolutely do. And for the same reason you told us Trump is innocent until proven guilty, so is Kilmer Abrego
No, you don't
Garcia,
have a
and
right
so
to
are
be
you and
here when
I.
you illegally entered. You have no right.
Yes, you do. If he had protected status underneath a judge's order saying that he could not be deported to El Salvador, and Trump's administration specifically sent him to El Salvador, that is wrong.
Yeah, they admitted that was a mistake.
They made a
But he
mistake,
was
but-
allowed to be deported. It just wasn't. El Salvador was the only country in the world he couldn't go.
Okay,
and they didn't realize that.
sorry,
and they overlooked that.
no,
they
the
admitted that was a
mistake-
mistake.
The mistake is not giving him due process. Period. Point blank. That is against country.
No,
That
he
should
was,
scare
he
the
was
fuck
allowed
out of
to
you.
be deported anywhere.
No, you could not do this without due process. Period. Period.
They claimed he was withholding from being deported to El Salvador. He could be deported anywhere else
No,
because he was an
he had
illegal
legal
alien.
protected
Because we are
status.
deporting illegal aliens right now.
No, he had legal protected status. He had legal status in this country.
No, he was not like a permanent legal resident or anything like that. He was
had
just
legal status.
withholding of removal to a certain country.
No,
That is it. Like everyone's getting this completely mixed up. He did not have legal
we're getting this
status.
mixed up, and Trump's the one who accidentally sent someone to one of the world's worst prisons. We're getting this mixed up.
Okay, well, all the evidence shows that he's from El Salvador. There's intelligence agencies, there's immigration judges that all say he is most likely MS-13.
No one says that. They said that he's been accused of this.
On the record, he's beaten up his wife and he's sped 100 miles an hour with his 1-year-old in the car. Like father of the year, Maryland dad. Like this, it's so overblown and crazy.
Okay. Well, Martina, did you want to add to this?
I would love to add to this because it's not just Abrego Garcia. There's over 250 people were on the plane that landed. And we need to stop using the word deportation. These people were sent directly to a prison camp in El Salvador. 90% of them have zero criminal background. One of them is a 19-year-old from the Bronx, which is from where New York City is my home. They took this person during a targeted raid. They were not the target of that raid. 19-year-old family in the middle of an asylum process. And the family searched frantically for their kid for days, went to all the precincts, all the ICE areas. No one could tell them where their kid was. Turned up in CCOT, where nobody is ever released, but somehow there's always more room. And when CNN did an investigative report, they found over 100 people per cell, where they have 2 toilets per cell, 1 bucket of water to rinse their hands in amongst the over 100 of them in the cell, and 1 jug of water to drink from. They get no access to the outside world. They get no letters, no books, no recreation of any kind. They get 30 minutes in the hallway outside their cell a day. We have damned over 200 people to a life sentence in those conditions. 90% of them have no criminal record. Tim, that is what we're talking about. Can you and I agree? Can you and I agree on a human level that humans should not be put in those conditions?
Humans should not have to deal with cartels killing your
Tim,
American
stop.
citizens.
Stop.
No, that is exactly what this is all about, making our
Tim,
country safe again.
Tim, okay. If somebody isn't a Christian, should they be put in those conditions?
What does that have to do with anything?
It
We're
has
talking
everything
about cartels.
because Tim,
We're talking
your
about
excuse,
murder.
your
We're talking about
excuse, hold on.
kidnapping.
Tim, your excuse here is they're not U.S. citizens, so they can be profiled and sent to a concentration camp.
If
That's
they're
what
deemed
you're
a foreign
saying.
terrorist
That's
that
what you're-
has infiltrated our country, then absolutely, I
Tim,
agree with it. I love that prison.
Tim, 90% of these people have zero criminal background, none. The 19-year-old
But
I'm
that's
talking
not
about
what our finest
doesn't even
intelligence
have a tattoo.
institutions tell us.
What,
I'm
Tim?
going to believe
Our
Martina off
finest
TikTok
intelligence
over our
institutions?
intelligence institutions that say they are foreign terrorists.
You mean the Trump
Like, give me a
loyalists
break.
that aren't even
Tim.
fucking qualified to be in their positions?
Okay. Tim, dear friend, no criminal background, no ties to MS-13, zero due process.
ties to MS-13, credible accusations
No,
of MS-13,
there's no
MS-13 clothing. I mean, give me a
Tim,
break. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck.
I'm sorry,
Tim.
but everybody gets due process. Sorry, Tim. This is in no situation will you be able to convince us that that's okay because we're actual patriots. We're actual patriots.
Yeah, you want people to get killed. I understand. You love
the
like
alternative
violent criminals. That's what you love.
Trump,
That's what you love defending.
okay,
Violent
last
fucking
year,
criminals.
I'm sorry. Last year, 29 people were murdered by undocumented migrants. And this year, in 90 days, Trump has kidnapped 3 times that many of people, innocent people, and sent them to the world's worst prison. That's much worse. Trump is more dangerous than any of these undocumented migrants.
How many people died from F substance?
I don't know, but that's coming from China, bub.
It's the number one.
That's coming from China.
From China. They get sent to Mexico, where they're made in Mexican labs. Yes,
and then 86%,
and it gets sent to the cartels in Mexico,
86,
and it gets brought over our southern border.
86% of it brought over the southern border is brought over by United States citizens. Should we start deporting United States citizens?
We should be putting them in prison if they're transporting fentanyl. Absolutely.
Absolutely,
like,
but we're not sending them to
CCOT. Are hired by the cartels. The cartels.
How do you know that? Are you just making that up?
No, it's all. You can look it up yourself.
I can look it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Cartels use U.S. citizens to circumvent our border protection policies. But you know what our border patrol is too busy doing? Apprehending 7 million people on the border in 4 years because we have such weak borders. If we didn't have our border patrol focused on all these weak borders and trying to catch everybody that's running free over the border, they could focus on the United States citizens at the ports of entry, bringing in the fentanyl for the cartel drugs. Okay. That's what you guys don't understand.
We had the most apprehensions in history under Biden. Biden apprehended him. He was by far
because you had the most people running over the border thinking they were
no, they were
borders.
Just coming. They were just coming because
you
COVID.
Had 7 million encounters.
Yeah, I know encounters. People who were stopped. People who were stopped. Right.
Trump comes into office and encounters are down 95%.
Yeah, because we've turned into a terrorist country.
He doesn't portray weakness like these weak Democrat presidents.
Trump is by far the most fragile person I've ever heard of.
Why do you think encounters are down 95% and just out of nowhere when Trump becomes
president? Because Trump is sending people arbitrarily to prisons.
Because they know what a deterrent is.
They know what a dictator is.
Do you understand the word deterrent?
Dictator.
That's
do you know what
El
dictator?
Salvador prison is. It's supposed to scare people from committing crimes and bringing illegal drugs into our country.
It's also deterring tourists. It's also deterring people from coming to the country legally.
Go ask Americans or go ask citizens of El Salvador, the ones that actually have families, how they like that prison, because they will tell you they love it because it used to be El Salvador was the most dangerous country in Central America.
I know you're emotional.
It was the murder capital of the world, and now people can take their kids to the park, and
Good
now
stuff.
they can take their
We're
families
not that
and walk
country.
the streets and not be in fear of the cartels.
We are not a dictatorship. We are not that country. We're not in a country full of crime like you try to say it is. We are very developed.
Elected a president who is pushing authoritarianism style in between a checks and balance style of government. We elected him because we knew he was going to get shut down with an iron fist. That's why he won the plurality of votes, because we knew he's going to get shit done.
He won by 1.7%. Because he lied. He lied to you about how
Luther says. You only won by 2%.
He lied.
Give me a break.
He lied.
About what? Who cares? Every politician
Who cares?
lies.
Okay, we care. We don't vote for liars.
Can we?
Every election you have voted for a liar.
All right, Lainey, thank you so much for the kick. Guys, that's another MAGA who doesn't believe in due process because he's voted for authoritarianism. He just admitted it. Thank you, Martina. Thank you for the help.
Yeah, thanks for having me up.
Anytime.
For those who haven't read about Milward Gutierrez or the hundreds of other people who have been deported, myself and a couple of others are working on researching all the names of the people who have been deported. And over again, we're finding 18 and 19-year-olds. We're finding people in the middle of asylum statuses. We're finding stories of families frantically searching for their loved ones. And I don't know about you, but I don't care if you robbed a bank. You shouldn't be sent to a concentration camp. You could be sent home. we've found stories of families in Venezuela who were called and told that their family members were coming home, that they were just being deported as normal, but they wound up being sent to Sakot when they were supposed to have just been sent home to Venezuela to be with their families. Mothers prepping their kids' room, or like wives prepping for their husbands to come back. It's horrific. I don't understand.
It's like there was literally a point in time this week where I saw the video of Trump hanging out with Ukele or whatever, and him just sitting there idly as that dictator called Mr. Garcia a terrorist and saying, I can't bring him back. We can't smuggle a terrorist back into the country. And Trump just stood there as if he was saying the truth, as if that was acceptable. If it were anybody else, we would send an entire army to go retrieve a person wrongfully sent to a prison in El Salvador. If it were anything else that Trump actually wanted, Trump would be throwing a baby back bitch fit, putting tariffs on the country, threatening them with all of the iron fist shit that last guest was talking about. But no, Trump wants him to stay in that prison.
It's abhorrent. Have you seen the updates from the senator who went down there to try to get him out?
Yes, they said that I'm losing viewers, so I'm going to kick you soon. But yes, they said that Trump is paying them to be there. Yeah.
Yep, and there's zero evidence to believe that he's committed a crime or is part of MS-13.
Yeah.
But, all right, thanks, Pickles.
Right.
If I could, real quick, everyone, there's protests on the 19th of this month, and on the 1st of May, 5050.1 is the website to find them.
Yeah. Thank you, Martina.
Thanks.
All right. Chat, if you're friendly, please get out of the box. If you're friendly and you come up, I will kick you immediately. Do not get in my box, please. Also, chat, tap the screen. Let's get to 50K. It is $40 to kick if you guys don't like one of these guests, or even if you just want to buy me Excedrin. My Cash App and Venmo are in the bio. I will be doing this all day, chat. Don't forget to follow if you enjoy these debates. Let's go to the next caller.
Yes.
Yellow.
Hi. That was really quiet.
What's
How's
up?
it going?
Haven't we talked before?
Maybe. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Are you a Trump supporter?
I voted for him. Yeah.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
Republican senator from Alaska, Lisa Murkowski, is sounding the alarm over.
Sorry.
There's several things. I don't know. Did we talk about DEI before?
Sure, we can talk about DEI.
I like that Trump generally said that we should. I remember one of his executive orders said something like, "It will no longer be the policy of the government to socially engineer race into every aspect of American life." And
you know what?
I really liked that quote.
Well, that executive order had a lot of collateral damage that you should be ashamed of. Do you know that there's multiple museums and libraries and colleges that had to take down and erase the history of things such as some of our most famous black pilots, or even just people who were gay throughout history? Do you think that's okay?
I mean, I don't think they should erase the history. I think the
history. Trump has made it very blatantly clear that he wants to make it illegal.
Black History Month, though. I think that I don't think we need a Black History Month. It should just be history. It shouldn't have to be Black history and white history and women's history. It should all just be history.
Wow. I never thought I'd see the day that you could say this in public.
I'm not allowed to have that opinion.
I think it's a disgusting opinion.
I have to think we have to have a Black History Month. Why?
Do you remember what we did to a certain race of people when we built America?
I do. Yeah.
Do you think it's important we should always remember that?
We can always remember that. We don't have to have a special month for it.
Do you think we have some making up to do?
No. I don't think we should try and make up for it now. I don't think that's going to help. I think we should just stop doing it. And we did.
Yeah. Okay.
I think, I think you create, you make people feel different from each other. What about the Asians that think, why don't I have my own history month? What about the Hispanics? Where's my Hispanic history month? I think that we shouldn't divide people into different like racial boxes.
Yeah. Can you, off the top of your head, how many black people are in Trump's administration? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
0. Do you think that was an accident?
I don't know.
Do you think, can you name somebody that was overly qualified to do any one of his administrative duties, like the people in his administration, besides the fact that they're all billionaires?
The cabinet, are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're probably not that qualified. I think the cabinets are never qualified. I think presidents choose cabinet members for political reasons rather than qualifications, and I don't think that's unique to Trump.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. I think that literally every one of his picks made the news because how unqualified they are, and that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Hello?
I'm here.
Sorry, I cut out.
Do you think these people were hired based on merit?
Look at under Biden, Pete Buttigieg was the Secretary of Transportation.
Dog.
What does he know about transportation?
Dude, have you seen Pete Buttigieg speak?
I know he majored in history
and economics, and he was also in the military. He's a veteran.
Okay,
he had all sorts to do with military intelligence and logistics.
That doesn't make you qualified for transportation. We could have got someone with an education that was in transportation.
What the fuck does an education in transportation look like, bro?
City planning, urban development. There's degrees that are more relevant to transportation.
This doesn't have all to do with just urban development.
Industrial, civil engineering. They're way better degrees than history for the Secretary of Transportation.
And economics, not just history.
There's way better degrees for economics. We're not transporting.
It makes a lot of sense when you look at things. I've never seen Pete Buttigieg be not the smartest person in the room. Pete Buttigieg is by far the smartest person in every room he walks into.
I don't think he comes across that well.
Really? Have you seen him talk?
I saw the debates. He comes across a little like virtue signaling.
Virtue signaling?
A little bit,
I didn't even know he was gay for like 6 months when I was a fan of his.
Really? During 2020?
Something like that.
I mean, he didn't do very well in 2020.
What did he do?
I don't think he was ever like at the top of the Democratic candidates.
Okay, I don't measure based on what other people think. I use my own brain.
Okay, but if he's such a genius, why couldn't he get elected?
I don't know. Maybe because he doesn't say silly shit like they're eating the cats and the dogs.
I mean, if he's such a strategical expert, I think he'd figure that out. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about was Pete Buttigieg. I want to say that I believe we should, be moving towards a society where we don't judge people based on their race, and we don't make every issue about race.
Okay, well, Trump notoriously and very hypocritically has hired nobody based on merit. Linda McMahon and the Department of Department of Ed. I just saw a thing the other day where she was talking about AI, and she didn't know what the fuck AI was. She was calling it A1, like the fucking steak sauce. She thought that we were going to introduce A1 into fucking elementary schools.
I I mean, I don't know that much about his cabinet, but I'm not talking about Trump's specific hiring decisions. I'm talking about, large scale government programs and initiatives like, like affirmative action
That was
or
undone
like,
during Biden's administration.
oh, yeah, but underdone by the Supreme Court that Trump
I
put in
know, and it's
power.
gone.
Yeah, but there's still other programs similar to it. Like we still set aside government work for minority and women-owned businesses.
Yeah, thank God. So we could stop being so goddamn misogynist. Can you? How many women presidents have we had, bro?
0.
Why do you think that is?
I think we were sexist for a long time, but I think
Do you think we have some making up to do? Maybe we put some mechanisms in place to lift women to the top?
no. I think the people who get to the top, it shouldn't matter whether they're women or not. It
Okay,
should
well,
be the
you're
most
speaking out both
qualified
sides of your
people.
mouth. If we keep doing things the same way, we'll never know what it's like to have a woman president. Maybe all of these men thinking emotionally like Trump does need to never be in power anymore. Maybe we need some women in power who have a more calm hand, who can think past their fucking nose.
Well, then the women can get elected by the public. We don't need to make it easier
Every
for
time
them.
last time a woman tried to get elected, they said that she gave blowjobs to get her job.
I mean, they say plenty of bad shit about Trump. He still got elected.
Yeah, well,
They said he's a rapist. He still got elected.
he is.
They said he's
It's
a
very
felon. He
sad.
still got
It's very
elected.
sad he convinced you guys somehow that he was more qualified than a woman who had a Juris Doctorate and 27 years of experience and who'd worked in most of the different branches of the government.
She didn't. What did she accomplish?
What has Trump accomplished?
He became a billionaire. He started multiple billion-dollar
He
businesses.
inherited $420 million from his dad, which is equivalent to
Okay.
$7 billion today.
I think he was a billionaire before that. I think he's had a lot of successful businesses.
No, he's had a
Yeah.
lot of businesses he ran to the ground,
He's
and the
built
saving
towers.
grace before he fell completely under was The Apprentice. That was his saving grace, being a fucking game show host.
What is it? I mean, I guess it's a game show. I never saw it. But yeah, I mean, I think he's accomplished more than Kamala. And Kamala just didn't come across well.
That's
I mean, you
it.
talk about
Somebody who
Pete
grabs
Buttigieg
them by the
coming
pussy comes
more.
across better. Like, this is what's wrong with our country. This is what's wrong, and we need to lift these ideas out of society and incentivize people to look at people in a different light. I think that's what we need to do. I think we have a lot of work to do
Incentivize people to look at
to make
people in a
sure we don't
different
have
light?
bad
What does
eggs
that
come
mean?
out of society like you.
A bad egg. I'm not a bad person. I'm allowed to have my
I
beliefs.
can't believe you said we shouldn't have Black History Month, bro.
I don't think it helps. I don't think it helps.
Do you think oh my
I don't think
god.
it helps black people.
Oh my god, bro.
I think it hurts them.
Okay.
I think the whole idea that we should treat them different is harmful to them. I think we should treat them the same. I think we should treat everyone the same.
Well, we don't. We don't. In every initiative we've ever taken to try to get them there, you guys slap it down and pretend like you're being oppressed.
I don't think we should be fighting racism with racism.
It's
I
not
think-
racism. You can't be racist against the oppressing class.
Yeah, see, that's bullshit. You can't. Who's the oppressing class in this scenario?
If
White
somebody
people?
on the street called me a something that rhymes with smacker, if someone called me that, I literally wouldn't care. I'd be like, I deserve that. I deserve that.
Okay, but if you tell a bunch of white people that because of their skin color, they can experience racism while these other races can, that's racist. You're treating them different because of their race. You shouldn't do that.
No, we're not treating them different. We're trying to lift people and make sure that we're not giving them extra benefits because of their race. So if my
We shouldn't be
grandpa,
giving people
if my
benefits
grandpa,
at all because of their race.
no, my grandpa was in charge of hiring at a huge company. He would hire 5,000 underqualified women with huge boobs. That's what he would do. And if we with DEI
You know what
practices
happened?
and affirmative action, we'd be looking at it a little more critically. We'd be looking at people's resumes, and we would be not having results come back, such as we tend to like give people you're 20% less likely to get a call back if the name on your resume is not white sounding. Does that sound like we should continue doing what we're doing?
You know what happened if your grandpa hired 500 women that are underqualified?
What?
His company would go out of business, and he would lose in the marketplace to companies that don't do that.
I mean, maybe, or
We have a free market.
or he would limp along and he would be successful and it would be sloppy. It would be horrible. I'm just saying we have things like Trump staring us in the face saying we need to stop, we need to discontinue DEI practices. And then you look at his fucking own administration and none of them were hired based on merit. None of them. And if he had to look at people's merit and actually had to look closer at people's qualifications, he would probably be choosing someone totally different than the people he chose.
Well, it's different for I think that, politicians make decisions based on politics, but private companies make decisions based on money. They're not gonna choose discrimination over profit. That's why they hire literal children in other countries to make their products. I don't think that companies are going to be discriminating based on these kind of factors. I think it's better to just let the free
Well,
market
I think you are
sort it out.
obviously, you're very naive because we have hundreds of years of data to show otherwise. We have studies that show that if you are a person of color, you're more likely to be pulled over by multitudes.
I
We
mean,
have
that's not a
studies.
company.
Well, I'm just saying people have biases and we need mechanisms in place to make sure that people's biases aren't doing things to discriminate against certain people so that
Well,
our society doesn't break down and we have pockets of society that are poor or in poverty or stuck.
Let me tell you how I think we should get rid of bias, right? I think that when we have these programs that separates people out into what racial box they're in, into whether or not they're the oppressor or the oppressed, I think when we divide people like that, we create more bias. So maybe people see a doctor that's African American and they think, well, maybe he wasn't qualified to be a doctor. Maybe he's only a doctor because of affirmative action. And now there's extra prejudice that we've created that wouldn't have existed if we didn't have affirmative action. Let's take an example. Like we used to really oppress left-handed people. Okay, we used to burn them at the stake. I'm pretty sure.
I already know you're going to give me the 11% ideal. I know. But usually this is
that? I don't know what that is.
Okay, but when we stopped demonizing left-handed people, we started seeing more rise, and they leveled out at 11%. This is the argument that I use against you guys when you're saying that all of these kids are becoming LGBTQ all of a sudden. It's because they're being more accepted, and we're not demonizing them.
My point is that people aren't discriminatory against left-handed people. I don't think that prejudice exists in our society. And I think we've gone to that point.
You don't think prejudice exists in our society?
Against the left-handed people. I don't think prejudice against the left-handed people exists in our society. And I think we've gone to that point not by having left-handed History Month, by having left-handed scholarships, and by having left-handed DEI programs to lift them up. I think we've gone to that point by simply stop keeping track of who is left-handed and who's not left-handed. And now people don't even see it anymore. I think that's the point we should get to with race, where you don't even see it anymore.
Joanne, thank you for the $25 towards the kick. Guys, kicks are $40 now. If you guys want to kick this person, it's $15 more. But go ahead. What's up, TikTok?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering, man. So if white people came up with the system of oppression that America has been under since the existence of America, when did black people gain power to oppress white people, Josh?
When did they gain power to oppress us? What do you mean by that?
You said that oppression, that black people are now racist towards white people, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did they gain the power to oppress white people?
If you're in a position of power and you treat someone differently based on their race, then you're being racist against them.
No, first of all, that's not racism. Second of all, when did black people gain power through our system, the systems in place in America, to oppress white people?
Joanne paid the extra 15. Joanne's in the chat, but go ahead and finish your entire thought, TikTok.
No, that was it. That was it. Like I wanted to clue him in that what he's speaking about isn't racism. He's speaking about prejudice. He's speaking about bigotry. He's not speaking about racism.
Yeah.
That was my whole point. Anyway, that's all I had. You seem like you're getting aggravated, so I was.
It's still early for me, and I'm trying to wake up still. My words don't come to me very easily this early in the day.
That's fair. Well, you want to co-host or you want to run it?
Yeah, hang out with me for a sec. Let's do it.
All right.
Chat, if you're friendly, get out of my box. Go on and get. If you are a Trump supporter, hop in the box. Tell me why you like Trump. Tell me your questionable opinions. God damn, dude. The gall that people have, they're straight up mask off these days. Coming out and straight up saying that.
It's been acceptable now. It's like they think it's okay.
You could not have said that 2 years ago, 4 years ago. You could not have said that. What the fuck?
Not and kept your teeth. Hey man, do you remember the Mike's Hard Lemonade guy? The twisted lemonade?
Yeah.
You remember that whole scenario where the guy he smacked the shit out of that dude in this? That guy just passed away. The guy who the one who smacked the other guy with the twisted teeth.
How did he pass away?
He was involved in a car accident.
Damn.
Yeah, that was just like a couple weeks ago.
Someone asked, what did he say? He said that he doesn't think Black History Month should be a thing.
He said a little more than that, but
oh, yeah, a lot of the other stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you know the guy in real life? Well, tell his family we appreciated him. What's up, Lakeview?
Yellow? Lakeview, you there?
Drill.
Ain't nobody connecting right now.
Hmm.
Chat, let's get to 100K real quick. Give us a second. Bear with us while we get our next guest.
They're saying not drill. I think he's actually an op.
Yellow.
I don't remember him.
Hello.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I gotta say I do support him over any other options we've had in the past 8 years.
What do you like about Trump?
His transparency more. I mean, I know he tells a lot of lies and everything, but you know where he stands. You know what I mean?
No, we literally have to have people reinterpret what he's saying all the time because we don't know what he's saying.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me some things. I wasn't really ready to debate, I guess, but what's some critiques you have of it?
I first of all, nobody knows what the plans with what his tariffs are yet. We are going to start spending 200-something% on all the stuff we get from China. Mostly everything you buy from Walmart or Amazon or anything like that. All of our cars are going to go up by an insane amount just because of Trump, just because of one man's opinion. And it turns out we don't even know if he really understands how tariffs work because he still, as of last week, said that tariffs are a tax on a foreign nation. Which is not true.
Yeah, which is not exactly true, but
can I ask you a question?
It's a way to make income from another country, but so I think manufacturing should come back to the U.S. and we need to do any step we can to make that happen. Would you not agree?
I think that we need to be specialists in what we manufacture, and we shouldn't be tariffing things that we never plan on manufacturing here in the U.S. Like I always point at just like pieces of plastic like this shit. Do you think we're gonna have a booming industry selling like manufacturing little pieces of plastic we will never make cheaper than China? The whole world is gonna be buying manufacturing that stuff from China, and we're going to make our own here for no reason?
Well, you don't have to necessarily go just to like little pieces of plastic. Like you could still, like, those little pieces of plastic are going to be cheap. Even if you put a 200% tariff on it, they're still going to be, what, $3, $5, something like that.
Then why tariff them at all?
They won't ever outweigh the price. But there's a lot of things like sewing, like textile mills. Those were huge in America. Like the towns I'm from, like there were quite a bit of textile mills that when tariffs were lifted and there was a 0% tariff and free trade, like NAFTA, they just disappeared overnight. Like that's a true thing. That's a real deal scenario.
Yeah, but
America used to be a huge manufacturing force.
we fall so far behind in China when it comes to like specialized manufacturing and tools. People who are actually experienced in all of these things. I heard somebody say the other day, like we could probably barely fill one room with the experts in manufacturing here in the United States, and we could fill multiple football fields in China with them. And also the labor in China and the currency that China uses is so much, it's worth so much less here than here.
Yeah.
So our dollar, no matter what, when we start talking about like paying for real estate or paying for the equipment to buy or rent here and manufacturing these things here, it will always be more expensive than what China can make it for. We will never ever be able to sell it to the rest of the world. The rest of the world will still prefer to buy it from China.
That's fine. We need, like, America is the biggest market there is, though. The reason why there's no pressure is,
That's not right.
it's the biggest consumer, is it not?
It's the biggest consumer, but it's literally only 13% of China's economy.
Okay,
Like they can. Yeah,
We're
of
not
China's
talking
entire
China's
economy.
we're talking American economy.
Right. They can wipe us off and replace us with Canada in minutes.
Canada, Brazil.
Hey, I had one question for you though. You said something that really boggled my mind when you first came. Like you said it right in the row. You said Donald Trump lies a lot, but at least he's transparent. How do those two things add up in your mind?
Because
you know he lies a lot, but you think he's transparent.
What was Kamala's plan?
I don't care about Kamala. I'm asking about Donald Trump.
That's my idea of transparency.
No,
Trump didn't have a plan written down.
He lies a lot. I'm not talking about Kamala. I'm talking about Donald Trump. You said he lies a lot, but also he's transparent, and that makes no sense to me.
No, all right. Yes. Okay. So he tells lies, but there's transparency in what he wants.
That is literally an oxymoron.
We still like
sense whatsoever.
That's not an oxymoron.
That is jumbo shrimp, my friend.
I can lie to you straight to your face, and you still can tell what the goal is.
No, okay. If my example would be this: Trump's tariffs are to either A, bring jobs back to the United States, manufacturing jobs, or B, be leverage in some sort of great trade deal Trump's going to do. You can't have both, because in one scenario, he keeps the tariffs up. In the other scenario, he takes them down. Which one is it? We have no idea. I've been arguing this for a month and a half. Nobody knows.
There's a scenario where he abolishes the IRS and replaces income tax, which is the long-term goal he claims. Is it true? We have yet to find out.
What? We have no idea. That's literally for dumb people. That is literally politics for dumb people.
Do you realize that that's how the country ran for hundreds of years?
Before we were developed, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a possibility. Like
before we had $1 million or $1 trillion yearly budget for the military, yeah.
Right, and all this debt, which we need to address too.
All the debt that Trump made.
Our population was 20 million people.
Trump made, dude. This has been going on since like this.
Trump is responsible for 1/3 to 1/4 of all of the U.S. debt ever made.
All right, but is that accounted like interest added to the debt?
It's probably more than that now that you account for interest. But just off the top of my head, his last administration he spent $8.3 trillion, and this administration already he's earmarked $4.5 trillion just in his first year. That's $12 trillion out of the 37.
Every president in the past like 80 years, maybe more, has increased the national debt. Not one has tried to address it till today.
That's false.
That's not true.
That's false.
No,
literally,
that is true.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
A lot have talked about it, but none have done anything.
No, that's a complete lie. This is how this looks. Yes, it is. This is what it looks like. Bush came in, fucked up the deficit. Clinton came in, balanced it. You can see a pattern here. And then Bush came up, and Bush Jr. came in and fucked everything up. The economy crashed. Obama spent a bunch of money, and he still reduced the deficit, meaning the deficit rolling over We accrued less debt. And then Trump came in and said, fuck it. We don't care about debt. Let's fuck this debt up. Let's do it, baby. And then Biden immediately came in and addressed it. Immediately.
Address the national debt. Like, look at the whole thing, the whole picture, not the deficit, but the whole picture.
We don't. You guys will never address any way in bringing in money. You guys have never figured out a way to start cutting things. You guys do only deficit spending. Republicans only do deficit spending, while Democrats, we cut spending and then we do spending, or we increase taxes and then we do spending. You guys never do that. You just straight up fucking spend, because they have pigeonholed themselves into only being able to cut taxes, because they've demonized everything else on the right. They've demonized everything.
I'll tell you this: I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. Like every president we've had has been absolutely terrible for us. Like in the past 30 years, since Clinton, or George H. Bush. Actually, Bush, yeah, that was maybe Reagan, Jimmy Carter. I mean, dude, we've had terrible presidents for a while.
I don't take anything you guys say seriously. When you say a president's terrible, I literally just don't think you know what you're talking about.
But I just told you, I've said every president, like Bush, all the Republicans have been terrible.
Yeah, I know, but you guys look at people's vibes, and that's how you measure presidencies. You don't actually look at legislation.
And we're talking specifically about this president who's attacking civil rights, who's attacking the Constitution. Like, you keep wanting to talk about other presidents. This live is about Donald Trump.
To go back to that, we're addressing national debt for that.
He's not, though.
He's not. He's exploding it. And he's increased our budget already, even with Doge doing its. He's still increased the budget by like billions, like 186 billion.
It's only been a few months, and we're already like throwing all these judges at him, throwing all these judgments at him about it.
He's speed running Project 2025. We know what he's gonna do.
Okay.
Crashing the economy. He's literally attacking the Constitution. He's stripping away civil rights from American citizens. Like, yeah, we're gonna attack him on that, 100%.
This is like American citizens. Which ones are you talking about? Stripping the rights from?
The First Amendment right from multiple law firms that have spoken out against Trump. He's pressured them and threatened them with bankruptcy and pulled their privileges from coming into federal buildings, meaning they can't even serve their clients. And a lot of them have folded. And in return, they have given him millions of dollars of pro bono work. That's one way he's threatened First Amendment speech. The other ways is threatening places like Columbia University with pulling $400 million of grants unless they do all of these things that Trump asks him, just one guy, his own opinions, imposing them onto an entire university. Same thing with Harvard. He's threatening to take their tax exempt status. Yeah, and he's pulled $2 billion.
Because they won't drop DEI teachings and everything.
Well, that's their choice. That's their choice. They can do whatever the fuck they want, right? Freedom of speech. Their hiring practices is their own hiring practices. And by the way, DEI is proven to help in almost every way in productivity.
It doesn't.
So you're literally you're defending them attacking the First Amendment right now. Yeah, well, he should take their taxes away because they're not doing what he says.
From the start is what I was addressing. Is there's things I do not agree with, but for a president, he is so far better than our other option.
He's attacking civil rights. He's attacking the Constitution. Holy shit! No, I want my civil rights, and I don't want the Constitution attacked.
As president, would you rather have J.D. Vance?
It really helps when you wait till I'm done talking so I can hear what you're saying.
Okay, same goes back. Okay, would you rather have J.D. Vance?
No,
I don't want any of them.
So then why would you be so against Trump then? Because your next option is Vance. Like, you don't realize you won't have another. All right, here's a question I've been wondering: who do you want to be your next Democratic?
We hear this from y'all every day. You guys are literally parrots. Don't pretend like this was your idea or you wondered this. This is literally the thing that you probably read on Twitter, and it's probably going to be Kamala, Pete Buttigieg. It could be Jasmine Crockett. It could be AOC. It could be Bernie. It could be fucking Gavin Newsom. It can be all of those people. We're open thinkers. We think, and we have like this open form of ideas that we want to accomplish. We don't just trust an orange man and say and believe them when they say we're going to make the economy good and not tell us how they're going to do it. We actually want to know their ideas.
See, what's crazy to me is that the Bernie Sanders has been the candidate like for ever since Trump's been up, right? Ever since 2016.
Yeah, we don't care about Bernie, man. Like, I was literally talking about him attacking civil rights right now, and you want to talk about Bernie Sanders all of a sudden. Can we like stick on a topic?
I'm asking, like, there's something going on with the Democratic Party, man.
Yeah, there's something going on with the Republican Party. They're stripping away civil rights right now. Let's talk about that. He's attacking the Constitution.
We had you guys. We fought you guys tooth and nail for 2 weeks about how undocumented citizens have constitutional rights. You guys don't believe in anything unless the orange man tells you it.
No, what I'm telling you is, from my belief, I would vote Democrat if there was a good candidate.
Yeah, you guys. Again, you choose your candidates off of TV. We just look at policies. We just look at you guys don't actually have criteria for your candidates. You guys hire actors. You guys hire television hosts. We look at policies.
I don't see much good out of their policies, though. That's what my problem is.
You don't read policies. You guys don't read unless you can prove me wrong. Right. You don't read policies.
I don't, but the stuff I've
So then why did you say that? Then why did you say you don't see any policies out of the left that you can agree with? But you don't read policies.
But the policies that I've seen that have been brought
Which ones?
To me,
Which ones?
I've never agreed with them when I've seen them.
Cool. Which ones? Which ones did you not like of Kamala's?
Like off the top of my head, but I can tell you every time I've been addressed with it, because like I said in the start, I'm open-minded about it. Like I know Trump lies, but so far, he's been the best candidate for us. Like there are other candidates.
Which policies of Trump's did you like?
I like the fact that he was trying to secure the borders. I like the fact that he was trying to.
That's not a policy. Everybody wants to secure the border.
We've already told you don't read it.
Okay, there you go. You guys are brainwashed. You guys follow a person, and that's why you're so puzzled as to why we're not following a person.
I mean, how do you get behind the whole DEI thing when you don't agree with it as well? When you don't agree with it?
This was literally, you guys were taught that DEI was bad like in the last 6 months. You didn't fucking think about this.
You don't know what DEI is. Actually, it's DEIA, so.
Okay, I don't know, whatever. But look, it's about.
Yeah, I know, you don't know what it is.
When you don't agree with the core policies, like how could you, or the core ideas
what is the core policy of it?
The core idea of that party's, like you don't, how could you follow behind them? You know?
No, we're talking DEI. What is the core policies of DEIA? What is the policies of that?
To hire not based off of merit, but based off of gender, not gender. And
you're 100% wrong.
To give equal opportunity to everyone, right?
No,
that's
affirmative action.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Is it not the truth?
Affirmative action.
You're 100% wrong.
Inform me.
You're 100%. DEI is literally the policies put in place by corporations and companies, so that way people in marginalized communities aren't affected through their workplace.
The crazy thing is, I don't think it was a terrible issue before.
Hey, cool. Can you repeat what I just said?
Yeah, you said, well, hell no. Fuck it. All right, I'll see y'all.
Fucking silly, man. Up here just spouting shit. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Just DEI is bad. Why? Well, I don't know. Trump told me so. Well,
I don't know what I hate, but I hate it. Y'all are brainwashed.
I hate it. It makes white people feel guilty. God damn it.
Hello? Hello? I don't know what I hate, but I hate it. Trump, tell me what I hate this week. I hate it so much. Tell me what I need to hate.
President Trump. You remember that video? That girl sitting on the toilet screaming for Trump in between her grunts. I fucking miss that video. I still laugh about that. What's up, AGB?
They're not connecting. Chat, I'm about to turn on the phone number for YouTube to come in. YouTube is a bunch of snarling, crazy MAGAs. So be ready for it, guys. We're about to turn on the Google's number.
Uh-oh. I've never done that before. I've never done a debate like that.
Oh, we're about to do it. We're about to do it.
I like to be able to see him when I'm yelling. It is time. Are you making a shift over to YouTube?
I just turned on the phone number.
No, I mean like trying to push everybody over there.
Oh yeah.
This shit ain't gonna last, man.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. We're not
a
gonna.
few more months.
They're not gonna.
That was quick.
There's not gonna be a sale. Hello.
Howdy.
Hello. Are you a Trump supporter?
I am. I'm also
Okay.
a former Democrat worker.
Nice. What do you like about Trump?
I've also lived on the southern border. I've lived in the Rust Belt. I've lived from east to west coast in America. I've done door-to-door analytics
Okay. What do you like
for
about
the Democrat Party. Trump, I like the fact that he went, I don't know, I like the fact that his grandpa showed up here with $5 and the ability to cut hair and
What do you like about Trump?
made people. I like that his family has focused on wealth. I like that Trump was a Democrat.
Tell me a policy you like of Trump's. Don't just like make this guy into your hero. I don't care about that.
I don't care about government, dude. Border policy. How about that?
Okay, what's Trump's border policy, bro?
Deport all the Mexicans.
You're seriously,
Oh,
you
okay.
preface this with
Am I on
saying that
now?
you preface this with saying that you're a Democrat worker of prior, like a former Democrat worker, but you're
Got paid $1,000 a week.
I'm sorry?
Got paid $1,000 a week to knock on doors for the Democrat Party.
That's great. Do you
Okay,
like
but
long walks
you
on
still
the beach
don't.
too?
You still. It doesn't sound like you actually read into politics. Do you have an actual policy from Trump that he's going to implement into law for the border?
I like that he was going to. Well, first off, I'm watching your channel and there's a disconnect, so I'm a little thrown off here.
Hello? Okay, we'll go to the next caller. Chat, if you want to call in, the number's on the screen. Guys, I don't think that knocking doors qualifies you for knowing politics or not.
Yeah, that's not really. Didn't he say a political strategist for the Democratic Party?
Something like that.
That was a great resume. I was interested in his Tinder.
I like that I can paint this man as a superhero in my head and not know anything about him, what he's going to do to the laws of this country. I just like the fact that he is like a superhero to me. Hello?
I just forgot everything I was gonna say. But yeah, I mean, what? I think he just regretted his vote just now.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Am I a Trump supporter? Do I need to
Yeah,
be?
he was just in here. Weren't you just in here? All right.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
I called the YouTube channel?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I just joined. I saw the discussion is about Trump.
Yeah, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I voted for Trump.
What do you like about Trump?
I do. I know some people talk about his personality, and a lot of people don't like it, but I kind of do like he says what he's really thinking, even if it's not so diplomatic. Yeah, I actually do like that. I'm a person that I appreciate honesty.
I don't think
I would
it has
rather
anything to do with
somebody.
honesty. I think that even he says things, his emotions get to him so hard that he lies. He just has unfiltered lies coming out of his mouth too, in my opinion. I mean, factually.
Yeah, he can exaggerate. Yeah, he can exaggerate, but that's, I don't mind personally. That's my personal thing. I don't mind that. I think it's very common. I think a lot of Americans are like that. We have a lot of people like that in America.
I don't think
We
that
exaggerate a
justifies it.
little, but
I think we need people that
justifies
can,
what?
like,
That's not why I voted for him. I didn't vote for him for his personality, but
okay. Well, I don't know. It's a weird way to start it, but I would argue that you need to be able to be actually diplomatic, and be able to deal with the rest of the world and make sure that your feelings aren't talking for you when dealing on our behalf with entire other nations and adversaries that could bomb us.
yeah, I think he is diplomatic when it calls for it. I think we can also push a button. You know, it's not just them. We're also, you know what I mean? We also have.
I want someone who's emotionally intelligent to wield that button.
Yeah, I don't think he's emotionally unintelligent. I think that's a bit far.
I think we've seen him tweet 40 times in one night when he was accused of sexual abuse. Would you do that?
I don't have Twitter, so I don't really care for social media. The fact that he tweeted when he had those allegations, I don't think it's a problem. I think people are free to tweet.
Sitting presidents?
Yes, I think I would rather hear from my sitting president in whatever form of communication than not. Yeah, I would rather hear from my sitting president a lot than a president. Yeah,
he called her
tweets,
horseface.
whatever. What?
In one of his tweets, he called her horseface.
Yeah, I would rather know. I would rather, hear from the president than not at all. At least he's being brutally honest than the kind of president that doesn't say anything, and you never know what they're really thinking. You never know what is really actually going on. I would rather somebody who's just upfront and honest about what they think, how they are.
I don't think he's being honest. Again, I think he's lying. He says a bunch of lies.
So he's lying when he calls her horseface?
Sure.
You think he's lying?
He was held liable for essaying her, and he said that he didn't. He said he never even met her. That's a lie, because there was a picture of them together, and he mistook her for his ex-wife. He said, she's not my type. And then he pointed at her and he goes, that's my ex-wife. And it was her.
Yeah, I think that needs to be in the court. I don't think that us discussing that is gonna. Yeah, so let the courts handle it.
They did. And it's not enough for y'all.
What do you mean?
You guys still don't believe that he sexually assaulted her?
I mean, honestly, I haven't looked into that particular case. I don't doubt that he might have done something, but I mean, all these people, all these politicians, all these rich guys, they do stuff like that. I mean, who are we kidding?
Out of all presidents, there's been like 30 sexual abuse allegations between all of them in history, and Trump is like 29 of them.
Yeah, I think all of them probably have some sexual abuse going on and whatever else. I think all of them do. There's no way you're going to get up there and be free from that kind of stuff.
I don't know. I think if I ran for president, I wouldn't have any of those. And it's pretty gross for you to liken everybody to that.
How is that gross? Run for president then. Do it. Go for it. What's holding you back?
There's a lot of other things that you need to run for president.
Okay. I mean, is this live about just shitting on Trump supporters, or is this actually gonna get to policy or something, or is it
I would love to meet a Trump supporter that knows policy. Are you one of those?
I know some policies. I don't know everything. I can't claim to anyone that claims to know everything is just ridiculous.
I would love to hear your favorite policy from Trump, because he hasn't shared policy with us for 3 election cycles. He just does it.
Oh, is that what you think?
That's the fact.
Oh, so his budget proposal, that wasn't something he shared previous to becoming president?
No.
Oh, because everyone was talking about no tax on tips, no tax on overtime.
Yeah, and that still exceeds his budget. He's not going to do those things. It doesn't fit.
Well, they still have to adjust it. They still have to figure it out. That's why they did the Department of Government Efficiency, to try to find fraud and get rid of fraud and make it more
haven't found any
efficient.
fraud yet. We haven't found any of that.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. We
What's a
found
case of fraud?
multiple.
What's a case of fraud they found?
Just on top of my head, they found multiple social security numbers that were being used, and they were, I think, like 100 years old. People that 260
that was a
years
lie.
old, and somebody was still. No, it wasn't. I saw it.
No, I know, but it was a lie. There's a coding program that they use in Social Security. It's called COBOL, COBOL, and the default date that they use in that system is 1875. What is 150 plus 1875?
Don't do that to
her. What?
What is 150 plus 1875?
I'm not doing that.
It's
it's
2025. What year is it?
No, I'm talking about look. I don't know what you're going off on. I'm talking about when they did the report to see what was going on with Social Security. They found that people were claiming Social Security that shouldn't be on there. That were 100, whatever, how many years. I don't know how.
He
I don't
claimed
have
to have found 150-year-old people in Social Security, and that was a lie. And
no, it was. I saw it. How are you saying that's a lie?
What?
You saying
You
they
saw
used
their claim.
cabal?
Yes.
You saying they used
the
cabal?
Social Security Administration relies heavily on COBOL programming language to process and manage its core functions, including Social Security numbers and managing benefit payments. COBOL, while an older language, remains a workhorse for many financial systems. And it says here, 150-year-old. So no 150-year-olds aren't collecting Social Security benefits. This is from Wired. And it says that it was based on the COBOL programming. COBOL is rarely used today, and as such, must cater of young people had no idea what it was. This is why you shouldn't hire 19-year-old hackers to do auditing. But it basically just says that it's not true. The fact that Social Security contains many of entries who are dead is likely distinct from protocol from COBOL caused error. It's not because these people were collecting Social Security that were 150 years old. It was a lie. You got your knee-jerk reaction out of it. You thought it was fraud.
You're saying
it
was an error.
Money. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look into it because I have to look into it. I don't have everything at the top of my head, but I don't think that saying, oh, it was run by cabal and this is blah blah. I don't think that's. You're just saying no, it was false, and they're saying yes, it's true. You know what I mean? So it's, you have to really get into the details. I want to see a wall of receipts
showing it in a comprehensive report of how much money they actually saved and who benefited from that. Who's arrested from fraud right now from Doge? And it's 0 people.
Conservatives are also upset about that. Conservatives want to see people who did fraud to be arrested also.
Yeah, so
that's a criticism that conservatives have as well.
There's no fraud. There's no fraud yet.
I don't know about that. I'm not going to go and say that, and I'm not going to take your word for it, if you know what I mean. I have to actually go and look into it myself. I can't just take it for your word, or whoever you read it off their word. I have to actually look at it myself, and that's the issue. Nobody has time. Nobody's really looking into these things. I'm not saying Trump and his administration is absolutely perfect. Absolutely not. There's a lot of things that I do criticize from the administration, but the whole Trump derangement, Trump supporters are evil type of thing. I think that's ridiculous. I think we need to, get together as Americans instead of pointing the fingers at each other and, work together.
The way Trump is handling the border has caused collateral damage. If you want to touch on that, this is what I have to say. We have 75 people, or 75% of the people that they sent to CCOT, one of the world's worst prisons, had no criminal history, no criminal background whatsoever. Do you think those people should be in prison camps like CCOT?
They're illegal, right?
If they enter the country illegally, they should be put into internment prison camps?
I'm confused. Where are you getting this from? ICE is the one who's handling it.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
what
example,
does ICE do? What does ICE do? They put them in a detention center.
They put them in
right,
and then they get due process, which Trump skipped notoriously.
Well, they're not getting due process now because if you came in illegally through the border, that's it. That you're illegal. They don't have to.
How do
They
we
don't
how
have
do we determine
to
they
do
came in
that
illegally?
because they don't have documentation.
Okay, so do you see how this is problematic? You need actual due
No.
process. Every person
No,
underneath
you need a driver's license. You need a social security number. You need a
you
green
can get
card.
you
You
can
need
get a
a
driver's
visa.
license.
You need a you need these things.
Some of these people had
And if
visas.
you
Some of these people had temporary protective status, such as Kilmore Obrega Garcia.
right, that came during the Biden administration, right? They're
He came in
revoking that.
2011.
No, I haven't heard about that one. What is it called?
Kilmore Obrega Garcia?
No, you said it was in a court decision versus
Who in this country
in 2011. No, and can you go back to that, please? Because I'm gonna look this up after. If you actually
Kilmore
want to be
Obrega
genuine.
Garcia came here in 2011.
Okay, no, that's not what. Okay, no. Yeah, but illegally, right?
He came here seeking asylum.
Right, but did he do it the right way,
Yes,
or
he
did
had a
he come in
judge.
illegally?
The judge gave him protective status. He had legal protective status. Yes.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Judges sometimes look. I am an immigrant, okay, so I know very, very well exactly what you're saying. I have been to the judge, and the judge actually is the one that decided that I was allowed to get a green card. So I know exactly what you're
Okay,
talking
and
about.
what if Trump deported you and just said that you
let
were
me finish.
MS-13?
Can I finish? When people go to these judges seeking asylum, it's not how it used to be. You can't just go based off of that judge's decision. You have to. Because what they will tell you is when you get there, which is what they told me as well. Oh, don't go through with this process. The judge will just put you on a shelf. Nobody will deport you. Nobody will mess with you. Oh, well, will I be able to get my driver's license? Will I be able to work? No, you're not going to be able to work. You're going to have to stay as you are. But the Democrats, they're going to pass a law for you. Don't worry about it. I've literally heard lawyers telling me that.
No,
literally.
This person had temporary protective status, and a judge's orders said that he specifically cannot be deported to El Salvador because he was in threat of his life because gangs were targeting his family. That's what the judge's order said. And if you want to undo that, I would say you need to go to court, right?
Right, but they're working on that. One person out of like the millions that came over illegally, I understand like that sucks, but one person out of the millions, I think that's a really good record.
No.
And I am an immigrant, sir. Like I came
well, I
here.
wish you luck, but you just got paid to kick. Someone just paid to kick you. Cheryl, W Cheryl's in the chat. Thank you for the $40.
Nice, Cheryl. Thanks for supporting the live.
I think it should go Gage. Thank you. Thank you, Gage, as well, for this guest to be deported without trial. I mean, that's what you get. I don't think that an immigrant such as her should be fighting for the Trump administration to be able to deport people to one of the world's harshest prisons without due process. I think it's kind of stupid. Guys, if you want to call in, you can call in. The phone number is turned back on. Let's see. We might even have a caller from TikTok. Hello?
Hey, what's up, Pickles? How you doing?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes. But I just had a question. What is the Unfuck America tour? What is that? I've been seeing it around multiple different Democrat lives. What is it? I want to know what it is.
So Dean and Parker Get a Job are headlining this tour. We're going to be traveling with them to Texas A&M College Station, and we're going to be debating Charlie Kirk. And hopefully, if we get enough donations, chat, by the way, I have a link in my bio. In my link tree, it's the first link you can click on. Please donate to our Act Blue so we can mobilize and get around the country, follow Charlie Kirk around, and jam his ass up from telling impressionable young adults in college lies and propaganda from the far right.
Okay, so to my understanding, it's pretty much like protesting Charlie Kirk or like trying to stop Charlie Kirk. Is that like my understanding?
We're going to be just going there and debating him.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, because it looks eerily similar to what, like the logo of what Charlie has, so that's why I wanted to know. I didn't know what the hell was going on with that.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, I know, but like, come on, get your stick though, right? That's what I think. It's a little unoriginal to me, but I did want to touch on the Garcia case. I do believe that Donald Trump is going a little bit too far with this shit. Like, by a little bit, I mean a lot. You know, I disagree with him with what he's doing with all this stuff. Like, just return the guy. Like, just return the guy. Like, the Supreme Court already ruled on it. Like, you can't go against, like, it's the highest court in the land. Bring the guy back, right? Like, I'm so tired of hearing these Trump supporters try to defend this shit. This is not okay. And I voted for Trump all 3 times, but like, this is not what I voted for. I did not want American citizens, and like you mentioned, in the harshest prisons. So, you know, I think we can find common ground on that.
Hey,
but
yeah.
when it comes to due process, Obama did deport people without due process as well. I believe it was like 184,000. I could have the number mixed up, but like, what's going on in the country right now is not okay, and I disagree with it entirely. And it's really starting to concern me because this is not what I voted for.
Obama didn't deport people without due process. Due process, no matter in what form, like there's different forms of due process, regardless. Some of them went and had their trials for their asylum-seeking hearings. Some of them were turned away at the border immediately because they didn't fit asylum claims for the first level. Like, due process was held.
Right. And like
Right.
Trump, yeah, I agree. Trump ran on just deporting illegal, like violent criminals, and now he's talking about going on with the fucking El Salvadorian president on live television and saying that we're going to deport violent American citizens, talking about people hitting people over the head with elderly people with baseball bats. Like, come on, guys. Like MAGA, like Trump supporters need to like open their eyes and like be a realist.
Like, you know, Bukele refers to himself as the coolest dictator in the world.
Yeah, no,
that's who he's up there chumming it with.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm really starting to like be on the fence about things, you know. And it's, I mean, I'm gonna give it a little more time. I'd really want him to, return that individual back to the United States where he belongs. Because, and did you guys see the fake bullshit like paper that they came out with about the Chicago Bull hat and stuff? That is not real.
Yeah, we know. Pam Bondi, or not Pam Bondi, but what's his press secretary, Levitt?
Carolyn Levitt.
She got up there today and said that he's not coming home. Like, there's no way he's not coming home. It's just like, what the fuck is that? Like, we're experiencing a dictatorship right now. You see that, right? You understand that this is an authoritarian dictatorship.
Yeah, authoritarian. Yeah, like we're just gonna deport this guy because we say he's MS-13, but like provide the proof. The Supreme Court didn't find any proof, so bring the guy back. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, man.
So you're talking about expedited removals. Expedited removals, I believe, are done at the border itself. So like, once you're
first level, they don't pass. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you come to the border and they catch you, it's like, boop, turn around, bye. That's a little different from yanking a person out of his home.
And I agree. I agree, Pickles, with you 100%, man. But I just wanted to come up and get like, I wanted to come up and like stand with you guys on this. Like, as a Trump supporter, I voted for Trump all 3 times, like I said. But this is something I don't agree with, and not what I voted for. So I'll let you get to like some ops that actually like don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right, man. See you later, man. Thanks for having me up.
Bro, fucking based, bro. I have debated that guy before. He is a Trumper, guys.
Yeah,
I've debated that
but
guy.
it's just like, it makes me want to pull my fucking hair out. But we fucking told you so, you know? Like, we've been screaming this for years. Absolutely screaming. No, it's not gonna happen.
Lauren with the $10 says Juan Lopez Gomez was picked up in Florida. He is a U.S. citizen with a U.S. birth certificate that ICE won't release. Let's look it up.
With a birth certificate, even.
Oh, well. It'll be.
You know, I'm white as can be, but I lost my birth certificate about 20 years ago. I'm thinking I should go get it. Like, I mean, how serious is this? Are they going to use my political ideals, my dissidence against the administration, as a reason to deport me because I haven't found my birth certificate? It was lost.
Yeah, you might want to get it. Juan Lopez Garcia's 20-year-old U.S. citizen is being held in Leon County Jail Thursday, charged with illegally entering Florida as an unauthorized alien. Even as a supporter waived his U.S. birth certificate in court. The man who was arrested Wednesday after a traffic stop in which he was a passenger on his way to his job in Tallahassee is set to remain in jail for the next 48 hours, waiting for federal immigration officials to pick him up, even though Leon County authorities dropped his first-degree misdemeanor charge. His mother, Sebastian Gomez Perez, burst into tears at the sight of her son, who virtually... Dude, imagine if this guy was Venezuelan or El Salvadorian. Imagine if he was... Would he have been on that plane? I wanted to tell them, where are you going to take him? He is from here. His mother told the Phoenix in Spanish moments after exiting the courtroom. I felt immense helplessness because I couldn't do anything. I'm so desperate to get my son out of there. She continued through tears. It hurts so much. I'm sorry, I can't.
That's heartbreaking.
What the fuck, bro? Like, Trump can't even get up to Biden-level deportation numbers, and he's still doing insane shit like this. He's doing insane shit like he can't keep up. Can't keep up. Why won't they let him out?
Because he's brown.
It's the second time he's been arrested. Oh, he got a DUI.
We got Sean.
He should run for Department of Defense. Yellow. Sean?
I used to work with a guy who spelled his name like that. He went by Sean. But then I went to high school with a guy, spelled his name like that. He went by Scene. It's always confused me.
Scene.
Scene. So you heard about FSU, correct?
No, what about them?
There was a mass pew-pew in there.
Oh.
At Florida State University. Shush. Florida State University.
You know what's sad is that feels like the low light of the week.
Jerome Powell is hitting back at Donald Trump. He's stating that Donald Trump's going to cause a recession within our country.
Shocker.
Yeah, absolutely shocked.
6 injured. Multiple people injured, including one critically after shooting in Florida State. Thank God no one's dead yet. Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare sent an email. NPR has received 6 patients. Our prayers are with FSU family, and state law enforcement is actively responding. There is one dead now, the one in critical. All right, I'm going to turn the phone back on, guys.
Yeah, 1 dead, 6 injured. Judge ruled today, not Supreme Court, but federal court judge ruled today, Google has an illegal monopoly on ad tech markets.
Saw that.
That's going to be big.
Chat, don't forget to follow the stream if you enjoy these debates. Guys, also, I want to remind people to please donate to Act Blue. It's the first link in my profile. If you want to help us meet Charlie Kirk at college campuses and debate him.
We got 10 leading U.S. Jewish groups denouncing Trump's administration for his campus crackdowns. Trump administration, he actually went ahead with the IRS. He asked them to revoke Harvard's tax-exempt status.
I saw that.
He went ahead with that.
Hold on. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
I like that he pisses people like you off, probably the most. Oh,
That's
you
it?
whine and you cry. Well, that's at the top. That's definitely at the top.
That's a really sophisticated political position.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
really
much a
proud.
sophisticate.
Goddamn genius.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I wanted to I wanted to talk about how funny that previous girl caller was, who was herself an immigrant. That was pretty hilarious. Because I'm sitting here like, what the hell is she doing in the country?
I hope she just heard that. They won't choose you.
Like go
ma'am. They won't
home.
choose you.
Who? Choose what? What are you talking about?
These people who are migrants, they think they're safe when they're on your side, and they're not.
Oh, hell no, they're not. Absolutely, they're not. All of them need to go. Every single one. And I actually would really like to see a complete moratorium on all immigration for like 10, 15, 20 years.
Why would you want that?
This is your chance, isn't it? This is his
Well,
chance.
the fact of the matter is we have to digest, because even if we got, and we aren't going to, but even if we got all tens of millions of illegal immigrants here out of the country, there's still a lot of people like that caller who are here who we have to absorb and digest and turn into Americans. And it's harder to do that when you have more and more people who don't want to join in. You know, the whole point, everybody likes to say, America's a melting pot.
What are the pain points of us absorbing people into our country? What's the pain point for you?
What do you mean? Like, I guess I don't fully understand the question, but I think probably numero uno is speak English. I don't like it when people move here and don't learn English. Sure, yeah. But, you know, you asked my number one pain point. That's it. I hate it when illegal immigrants and immigrants don't speak English.
And then what else?
Well, there's there's a major economic angle. I mean, there's only so many jobs to go around. You know, where people are. I don't know if you know this, by the way. I don't know your background. I don't know where you get your money. From what you said earlier, it's probably some shady shit. I don't want to get kicked off the stream saying where I think you get your money, but yeah, I don't know if you understand this, but for the last 5 years, Americans have been suffering.
Yeah. And
you aware of that? Are you aware of how bad inflation is? You aware of how bad the job market is?
The whole world suffered through inflation, and thank God we had Joe Biden. We had the lowest
I
inflation
don't give a shit. Thank God we had Joe Biden.
That's correct.
Thank God we could print money and graft and grift. Oh, what's your favorite part about Joe Biden?
He passed the most monumental legislation in the last few decades.
Monumental legislation. He named it. Oh, he named it something good.
Can you calm down? I can name good. He did the Inflation Reduction Act. He did the PACT Act. He did the Infrastructure Act.
Do you know what any of those
CHIPS
did?
Act? Yeah.
Do you know about? I don't know. I know about them. You don't know about them. The Inflation Reduction Act was a glorified pig in a poke spending bill. It did not reduce inflation. In fact, when he reduced, no, I'm not. In fact, actually, hold on, let me speak. I'll calm down if you let me speak. So basically, you want to sit here and say that because it's named something, that's what it did.
I know what it
did. But if you actually hold your horses there, buddy.
I already know what you're going to say. The same three lines I hear from MAGA. You just say it didn't reduce inflation.
I'm trying to.
Tell me what it did.
It was a massive spending bill. It was a massive graft and spending bill.
That's false.
It's not. It is absolutely not.
Money. It netted money. It made us
funded
special.
So you're somebody who is completely either one, just surface level, or two, bought and paid for, because you aren't engaging with the real story.
Can you tell me what it did?
You are on a track. I'm telling you right now what's happening.
Okay,
so if you want to listen, I will.
I'm going to tell you what it did, so that my audience isn't dumber than where you met them 5 minutes ago.
Oh, my audience! You're five people.
Yeah, well, it's actually 1,057 on TikTok.
Oh, it's actually 1,050. Okay, well, you know TikTok numbers are fake in Chinese, right?
Got it. So what it actually did was it increased 15% minimum tax on corporations making $400,000 or more. It hired IRS agents, and for every $1 we spend in the IRS, we make $5 to $9 back.
So these are just literally Democratic line talking points that mean nothing, because first of all, you. Okay, hold on. So you are excited about more IRS agents. You like the IRS. Am I hearing this correctly? Well, I hate to tell you, buddy, but you are in the seriously misunderstood minority. The IRS is an incredibly, first of all, the entire government, but the IRS in specific is a notoriously horrible.
I don't know how he did it. Bro got speed run kicked. Guys, you will have a I think it's Trayvon or Trevin. Thank you for the $40. Says fuck this guy. Guys, you could be a little more respectful when you're up here and you won't get kicked. If that guy did not sound like he knew what he was talking about, and he wanted to sound very I don't know, condescending. I could tell he didn't know what he was talking
Sorry
about, though.
that, man. I thought he could hear me.
No,
I thought he
I'm
was
sorry.
Just doing really well.
I don't
No,
know
it's
how to
all
make it to where he can hear you. I don't know how to do that. That's gonna be hard.
I've seen him do it. I could not tell you how to do it though.
Yeah, it's the nature of the way I'm streaming. It's a little complicated. Yellow?
My name is.
Hello? It was an accident.
Are we in your pocket?
Hello?
Son of a bitch, this charger, dude.
Angry? I don't think he meant to go. All right, I'll turn the phone number back on, guys. The phone number's been good, dude. We get some angry MAGA.
Good, huh?
It's
coming in from you too.
They're mad.
Damn, quick too.
I know. Yellow?
Hello, I called earlier. Is that okay?
I can't double dip. They paid to kick you. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Can I call?
You can call tomorrow. I can't tell if this is the same guy that I talked to. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, were you the person I just spoke to?
Yeah, why'd you hang up on me?
Because you got kicked! You got kicked, baby! You got kicked! You got deported! Ask Mr. Jones to help you with that? I probably will. Alright, now, dude.
You gonna take it?
It's the same guy.
The same guy? Bro, take the hint.
I got a block. I'll unblock you later, I
Boundaries,
guess,
my
if
guy.
I remember.
Boundaries.
I'll unblock you later. Hey, maybe go do some homework. Go look up what the Inflation Reduction Act does. Yellow?
Yo, what's good?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
I like how he deports immigrants. Can you hear me?
Yeah, are you, yeah. If you like that, you should vote Democrat. We deport people too, and we do more than Trump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just saying I don't support immigrants, but I just want to say hi. I really like your streams.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Take care, Pickles.
You too. Yeah, we do it legally without sending people to in confinement camps. Yeah, I almost chewed his ass because I could hear a slight accent, maybe. How do I stop the swipe up command on the stream? I don't know. Yeah, death camps. You guys have seen that chilling aerial view. I hope somebody gets a really good. Is that you calling, dude? Hello?
Hey, man. What do you learn?
Maybe I can three-way you in, dude. Maybe that's how we can do this.
I'm done. I was just fucking with you.
Oh,
it's funny. You knew my number off the bat, though. Did it? Did it give me away?
Your name is saved on there.
Oh shit!
Hello?
I busted myself.
Hello.
Are you a Trump supporter?
I consider myself independent.
Did you vote Trump?
No.
No?
But if you're looking to debate about Trump, I'm looking to debate, I guess.
Is there anything you like about Trump?
Yeah, I can say that I like that at least. Like, I might not agree with what the guy's saying, but I can agree I know what's going on in the agenda. Like,
with Biden, I really didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, but at least like they're making an ass of themselves in public, you know?
Just because Biden
He's not pretending to be about something. Yeah, Biden wasn't great at like, we have to agree, I guess, that he was cognitively like shutting down, you know, he's doing his best, but
he was showing his
if
age,
you're
but
looking at Trump,
I think he was more competent.
he's competent if you got him at the right time of day, you know, if you got him at a bad time, and what the problem is that things can happen at any time of the day if you're the president.
I don't know. We've got Trump golfing a third of his presidency, so I don't really think he's there either. He's checked out.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying is like he's making an ass of himself by golfing, but I know he's out there golfing. He's not doing something behind the scenes. The argument for like certain Democrats, if we could move to like maybe Nancy kind of is corrupt in some ways in arguments because the argument is she's made a ton of money through investment trading and inside trading. I don't know what she's up to. I know Trump's making an ass of himself.
Anybody who singles out Nancy Pelosi is just uninformed on the amount of insider trading inside of Congress. There's a list called the Unusual Whales. You can go to unusualwhales.com. They have a list every year of the people who've leveraged their positions in Congress to make tons of money in the stock market. And Nancy Pelosi is not the top one.
Who is the top one?
It's actually someone who's who's blue this year.
So do we say that anybody doing it excuses anybody else doing it? Do we agree across the board?
Yeah, but it's 50-50. It's like a list of 50 people, and it's 50-50 Democrat Republican. It's not just Nancy Pelosi.
Do we consider it 50-50 because it's 50, like 25 Republicans, 25 Democrats, or do we consider it 50-50 by number of money? Like if you're getting $1 bazillion and I'm getting $50, is that 50-50?
If you have a like honestly, if you have a problem with people manipulating the stock market and making money off of it, I would look at Trump. He's the king. If you're talking about numbers of dollars made, that's Trump. You're looking at Trump. Trump's the worst of the worst. He just recently did this with his friends, his close friends, Charles Schwab, and his other donors who've made billions and $900 million in one day. That far outweighs like the decades of trading that Nancy Pelosi has done to get to 200.
I could hear that if we're arguing the one-to-one. So my thought with it is, if we're saying that Trump's worse, that's the thing I always get with, like, I don't consider myself a Democrat or Republican because I hate the argument, they're worse. So you're bad, but they're worse. Like, that's the argument here is we do bad shit, but they're worse at it. So like, that gives us a path to be bad.
No, but what I'm saying is people come up to my stream and tell me, hey, look at this guy who kicked a puppy, meanwhile you voted for Schindler.
Yeah, that's the thing and that's the thing, exactly the same thing. When I look at Republicans who are like, oh, Trump's bad, but remember Biden? I hate that shit because that doesn't make sense as an argument. So when you go, Nancy's bad, she may have done some insider trading, you know, the worst person in the actual like Senate right now might be blue for it, but Trump's bad too. Like, you see how that's not quite an argument?
They're not the same. They're not the same. Trump is by far the most corrupt, in my opinion. He's the most abusive of power. He is in it for himself. He's doing things at the detriment of our economy to make himself richer and line his pockets and grasp at power. There's nobody else that did this in the same degree that is detrimental to the United States and to our freedoms and to our economic well-being. There's nobody who's even close. Nancy
You agree
Pelosi's
Dick
insider
Cheney
trading
is? Because Dick Cheney made Dick Cheney is like the cause of the Iraq war, right? His company is tied to George Bush, and Dick Cheney profited the most from the Iraq
Dick
war.
Cheney's pretty bad too. Yeah, he's Satan.
But that's what I'm saying is like, so I want to hear I appreciate what you're saying, but I want to hear it. You're saying that Trump is the worst what? President, politician? What in terms of what? Because if you look at the Iraq war, how many people have Trump killed that are Americans? That's the argument, I guess, so you could look at from a nationalist standpoint.
The Iraq war killed about 4,400 people, and easily what Trump is doing will see far outweigh that. Yeah.
When you say 4,400 people, that's considering our side. How many people died on the other side?
Oh, I don't know. Trump doesn't.
But it's a lot. It's a big number.
Trump did, in fact, increase drone strikes by 450% and partook his fair amount, and also rolled back transparency laws that allowed us to even know how much. So I wouldn't be able
Do
to tell
we
you.
agree that the drone strike number might be misleading because drone strikes have popularized in the last 4 years?
I don't know. I would say that anybody who condemns Obama for the drone strikes would have to answer to Trump's thing, and I don't really have
I
a
would
huge
even look
opinion
at
on it.
Biden's thing, because Biden actually enforced, because when the Ukraine war kicked off, that's when drone war popularizes, right? Like we acknowledge that, oh shit, we could just use these $50 drones and do the same damage that these $1,000 missiles are doing. So we kind of acknowledge yeah, he has an increase in drone strikes, but do we acknowledge that that might be correlation, not causation?
I don't know.
How many did Biden increase over Trump's? Like in Trump 2016, what is Biden's increase if we're going to use that as a
I don't
number?
think we
You know
were
what I
really
mean?
involved in anything during Biden.
We're involved in the Ukraine war during Biden. Biden actually is the guy who's doing the speeches where
send
he's up
drones,
there
though.
trying to say he's going. We sent the Patriot missile system. We sent the best in the world. We sent the people. We have people who are kind of leaking it out there, whistleblowers that were like, I'm a government specialist in training military, and I'm in Ukraine right now, not by my own volition.
I still say that helping Ukraine is a noble cause too.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I'm not 100% MAGA, so like I said, debating the nitty gritty is if you can spend all day arguing, stupid people who will just be like, I hate brown people. That's a thing you could do all day, but at the end of the day, it's also we got to get into that nitty gritty of they're bad too. It's hard. That's the same reason why I look a lot at Bernie Sanders and AOC is they're kind of looking at both sides right now oh, it's all fucked, isn't it? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's a good stopping point. I think we can see that I can hear your point that Trump is using the presidentship, but I couldn't argue that I could hear a basic argument that I don't know of a Democratic president who has been so egregious, but I don't know if I even look at Ronald Reagan destroyed black neighborhoods, right? The war on drugs is actually the government war on black people with drugs.
Sure, and I would also say Ronald Reagan did far worse too. He destroyed the education system. He destroyed the middle class.
So do we say that Ronald Reagan is a worse president than Trump?
We'll have to see. If Trump becomes straight up authoritarian, which it seems like he's aiming for it, then no.
See, I can appreciate that because I think that that's it's not common ground, you're not going to have a MAGA guy get on your show and be like, I agree with you now, but if we can even agree he hasn't risen to the level of worst president yet, I'm not saying that he's great. I'm saying that I can hear you coming to some sort of middle ground that, yeah, it's pretty shitty, it's pretty garbage, but, it could be a lot worse. We could just be doing the Japanese internment camps again. I understand they're talking about sending Americans, and that's really fucked up. But until they put an American on the plane, it's just a talking point, right?
I don't know. We'll see. The dissolving of the Department of Education was a big strike in my book. Even talking about running for a third term is a big strike in my book. These tariffs fucking up the U.S. economy. I don't even know if we'll be able to dig ourselves out of this. That's a big strike in my book.
Do you take Trump seriously? Do you so the thing is, I have a big back and forth, and this is the thing I struggle with as someone who I hear Trump saying things, and I know he's going to do what he's trying to say, but we have to agree there's a weird, vague level of bullshit that he's always applying. So you take the third term seriously, even though there are amendments saying that you can't do the vice president loophole, you can't do this, you can't do that. We've kind of nailed down you can't really do it without implementing new legislation. Do you believe the third term?
I think that right now we're in a constitutional crisis, and it really doesn't matter what the Constitution says at this point if Trump doesn't have to obey the Supreme Court justices' rulings. We'll see what ramifications, what recourse we have to tell Trump he can't do things that are illegal. Otherwise, we have a dictatorship on our hands.
100%. So do we agree in retroactive definition? So right now we're in a constitutional crisis because you and I are in the thick of it right now. But historically, we're going to look at it and it's going to go one way or another. So if it was a constitutional crisis and the rule of law pulls through, did the Constitution matter? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I don't know. I think Trump is doing everything he can. It's only been 90 days. He's doing everything he can to test the bounds of the Constitution. Someone put it pretty well yesterday that I heard that he's anti-constitutional. He's not just unconstitutional. He's anti-constitutional. He's trying to do whatever he can to circumvent obeying the law.
Yeah, he's a businessman trying to do business loopholes, but with government actual force. Like
Yeah.
that, so I agree with you that the 90 days he's had is like the most wild a president has had. In the contempt thought, the last thing I want to ask you, with the contempt, do you think Trump is like going to actually have any consequences of the judge finding him in contempt, or do you think he's just going to pardon it no matter what? There's just going to be continued ignored.
I think he might just continue to ignore it. I think the only thing that might stop him is the people beneath him that will be arrested, but Trump can just pardon them.
Yeah.
So I
think that's
the obvious loophole we're going to look at.
Because I think that's the only weapon the justice systems might have. Is like, I don't know, like an underlying constitution thing that lets them enforce something, but like, I think that if the Trump's legal argument is to tie things up in the courts over and over, then the justices might just start arresting people and tying it up in the legal system over and over. Like, you can't give a blanket pardon forever. So, okay, pardon him. He'll be in jail next week, and then pardon him again, and then he'll be in jail next week, and then pardon him again. You know?
Yeah.
But I think that's a good stopping point. I saw your stream, wanted to stop then. I appreciate your time.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming up, dude.
Have a good one.
Chat, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Don't forget to follow if you enjoyed the stream. I do have a Cash App and Venmo in the bio. Also, consider becoming a subscriber. What's up, bub?
Well, I just got off the phone with Lindsey Graham, and Lindsey was hot. All right, she was very hot. We just talked about the A1 sauce. The A1 sauce, you know, the people, they're getting very hungry. They, you know, the stomach speaks. It talks like bacon. Bacon's gone up 30%, 40%. And you know, we've been doing tremendous things. We've the economy's been doing great. The tariffs are great. It's a beautiful word, tariff. Hannibal Lecter has been with me. He's been on my side. We've been at the border doing tremendous things. Nobody's came in, not a single person. All right, let me tell you. I came up to say one quick thing. Join the Discord. God bless A1 Sauce. Thank you so much.
Chat, if you're a Trump supporter, hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. Big shout out to all my subs in chat right now. I love you guys, especially all my bubs with the bub tag. You guys are beautiful. It's an A1 troll. Did anybody else see Linda McMahon talking about A1, teaching A1 in elementary schools? God damn, dude. Oh my god. It's President Steak Sauce. What's A1? She's a genius, guys. She was in charge of the Department of Education. She was talking about AI. She didn't know what AI was. She called it A1. She called it A1. Katrina, thank you so much for the subscription. They're not sending their best, chat. They're not sending their best. I'm so happy now that I live in that I've moved to my new place and I can actually scream a little bit. Can actually raise my voice a little bit. Here we go. Yellow.
Hello.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
No, but I have a question for you because I'm looking for your perspective.
Uh-huh.
So, we all know that black women are in the 92% that voted against Trump, right? And now that he's in office, I've noticed that black women have made a significant step back from either being vocal and just kind of just step back in general, kind of just like they did their job and now we're kind of done with this. We were there when it counted. What's your take on that? And what's your take on it as a white man?
I think I have a hard time understanding your question. Can you just reiterate it one more time?
So I'm a black woman, and after the election, I've noticed that myself, my family,
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in the right place to answer that on behalf of a community I'm not a part of. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming up. Big shout out to Jamie who extended their freaking subscription by 12 months. And Trace with the giveaway to Ari. Thank you so much. Juju, thank you for the subscription. And DLJ, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate you so much. That's the right answer, bro. Okay, good. Sweating bullets over here, guys. Dodging bullets. And her mic was a little muffled, to be fair. We need 2 more subscribers to meet the goal. Chat, get on it, guys. Get on it, or else. Is it 2? It is. It's only 2. Every subscriber watching this live will get a reward if we complete the challenge. 2 more. 2 more. Come on now. Did someone come up and do the thing already? Yes, we just had Tanner come up. Woo! Who just sent all those? Is it Jaime? Himay? Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. LFG, baby. LFG. God dang, who else sent some? The fuck? Chill out, chat. Princess Loria. Loria? Oh my god, I gotta write these down. Oh my gosh. Guys. Chill. I can't write all these down. Z Carolina with fucking 6 months. I'm so sorry if I don't write your name down, if I don't forget. My brain does not work. Right, Hime? I wrote it. I wrote it. Who just did that? We met my whole subscription goal now? Guys, thank you so much. Who's doing all this? Who's doing all this, guys? Chill out. Someone said stop giving him money. You know what that means, chat. You know what that means. Giat, Tracy, and Mela1111 with the auto renews too. Empathy, sensitive 2 with the subscription. Dude, chill, daddies and mommies. Reset my goal. All right. Chill, mommy and daddies. Daddy, chill. Flood the pickle fund. God dang, you guys are going insane. Guys, look at the name of my new goal. Thank you guys so much, chat. Mr. Man Texas wants a sub? Oh, dang. How do you get a gifted sub? I would love one. If you already have a sub, you can't get one. You can't get one. What do I think about JFK files? Yeah. Reagan, thank you so much for the $25 for the pickle fund. I love that. Guys, I think I just might buy some pickles today too. Chat, I want to pass something by you guys. I have to buy, you guys will see what this is about soon. But I have to buy a 1970s formal outfit. Hello?
Got invited up here, but I got a sub, so thank you. I'm a friendly.
Oh, okay. Love that. Okay.
Thank you, whoever subbed, gave me a sub.
Awesome. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the Bub Squad.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye. How did I come up with my name? You see that? You see that useless, this useless dog right here? You can barely see it. Pickles. Pickles. Hey. See that dumbass? She's so stupid. Her name is Pickles, and I named my gaming avatar after her. That's why. Favorite brand of pickles? They're actually gherkins. Let me find them. We're leaning into chill territory now, guys. We're leaning into chill territory. I'm the new Jenna Marbles. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
You
I
are?
couldn't vote for him though.
You didn't vote for him?
No,
Why not?
because I wasn't old enough. I'm 18 now.
Okay.
I turned 18 in February.
What do you like about Trump?
Because he's a businessman. He just knows how to run businesses.
It's debatable. Did you know that there's a really good website that tells the story of Trump's business dealings? It's called trumpfile.org. And you can read all of the claims and all of the people that he's burnt into. Okay. Back to chill time. Yeah, and he's not good at running business, guys. Let's be real. The guy fucking sucks big floppy donkey dicks. And Reagan with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. She sneezed her way out. I know. I don't know what their pronouns were, but they sneezed their way out. But the guy sucks. The guy sucks. Big wieners. And small ones alike. He's a DEI D sucker, dude. All right, guys, let me show you what the best gherkins in town are. These right here. MAILLE. Cornichons or gherkins. They're fucking delicious. And you see that green plastic at the bottom? It's like a tray. And there's a little piece of plastic that runs all the way to the top, and it has like a hook, and you can pull it, and it brings all of the pickles out of the water. You just lift it, and it lifts all the pickles out of the water. They're so good. But they're like $8. Oh, they're $6 right now. Not bad. Yeah, delicious. Heather with a subscription, operator Ace with this. Guys, who is sending all of these? Thank you all so much. Golly. Yeah, those are them. Let me show you my... Make sure I'm not doxing myself. Okay. This is my 70s shirt right here. It was delivered today. That's my 70s shirt. Okay. These are my shoes. They might go a little too hard. They're a little aggressive. What do y'all think about these shoes? And then I just bought these randomly. Those are some swim trunks. And I got these glasses. I think this was a power move. The red glasses. And I got a Coors Light hat. That was just delivered. I can go grab that real quick off the front porch. Some pants. And I also got this Coors Light hat. It's what's it called? It's corduroy. Fucking sick. Yeah, it's given Fight Club. I like that. I like that. And then I bought some black Vans for $24. Probably from China. But I gotta buy yeah, I know I don't drink. Coors is gross, but it's kinda what do you call it? Vintage. It's kind of vintage. 2 Coors hats in this economy? So I know it's not formal, but there's people who aren't even going to be dressing formal. But I feel like the shirt in itself, it's kind of halfway there. Like, I don't want to wear anything long sleeve. It's gonna be hot. Get a Walkman. I can get a Walkman with the shitty ear pieces. The shirt's perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Audra. Let me see the shoes again. The red ones. Here, I'll make them big. Oh my god, chat. Chat. When they see me in these shoes, I'm gonna be like, dang, Pickles fucks. Yeah. They're gonna be like, this guy fucks. Big Flip says, bro. Chill, dude. I lived in the 70s. I don't think I ever saw anything like that. God damn it, Josie. Did Hugh Hefner wear those in the 70s? Let's see. Bro, look at that beefcake. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be rocking my beefcake. Beefcake out, guys. Get some parachute pants? I don't know. Sony invented the Walkman in 1979. Linen for sure. Bell bottoms. Parachute pants are 80s? Maybe. Need a chain or two with that look? I don't know if I can rock that. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of gold? Okay, parachute pants from the 80s. Okay. I can't rock them. I can't grow a mustache, guys. I mean, I can definitely. I'm open to suggestions. Most of this stuff I can wear outside of this special occasion. But it was a 70s formal, and this is as brave as I want to get. No, mind you, some people are not even going to be dressing up for this. So I don't want to be like, I don't want to show up in full regalia and everyone else kind of be like, meep, I wore a shirt. Some excessive oh man. I might be able to rock some of this. This I could rock that too. I could rock that. I could rock that. I want that shirt on the left. That shirt with those pants are dope. The OG skinny jeans, no room in the crotch. Got my meat nuggets bulging out. 666 subscribers? Fuck yes. Uncle Rico 5. I can't grow hair, guys. We're past that. I wish I had pictures of my dad in the 80s. My dad was fucking... My mom says my dad was built like a brick shit house. That's what my mom says. He was built like a brick shit house. Toupees were a thing in the 70s. Like a shit brick house. I mean, I can look for, let me make sure I'm not exposing my address. That. I could rock that. But it's not formal. I mean, like, that looks like a miss. That looks like I would miss. Like, depending on the fabric in person. That might be dope. I could rock that. I need to match the glasses and shoes. I'm sorry, Lily M. I will conjoin the chats one day. They don't have a function for me to join TikTok and YouTube chats, so I have to pay attention to one at a time. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, it's just part of my habit. I very recently started streaming on YouTube, so I'm just not used to it. I apologize, guys. The maroon would be good on you. That's too much paisley. Like, I want some really faded, vintage-looking formal wear. This. Those are sick. Those are absolutely fire. Those are absolutely fire, chat. Do I need these? Are we done with calls? Guys, my calls are open. If you want to debate, hop in the box. The phone line is still up. 2,000%. Audra says, nah. Bro, they're $18. You're coming home with me. That's 50s. God damn, dude, that's a rug. Oh my god. Okay, your kick, not mine. Some Dahmer glasses. Check the Fourth Circuit ruling. All right, let's check it out. Appeals court won't lift order to facilitate Abrego's return and blistering opinion. Appeals on Thursday declined to lift the judge's order. So does it mean that the judge's order stands? The Fourth Circuit declined to put Zini's ruling on hold one day after the administration filed to appeal. It's the second time the Fourth Circuit has rejected Trump's administration in the case. They could attempt to seek emergency relief from the court. Read the actual ruling. They tore into him. Upon review, the government's motion, the court denies the motion for an emergency stay pending appeal for the writ of mandamus. The relief of the government is requesting is both extraordinary and premature. While we fully respect the executive's robust assertion of its Article 2 powers, we shall not micromanage the efforts of a fine district judge attempting to implement the Supreme Court's recent decision. It is difficult in some cases to get the very heart of the matter, but in this case, it's not hard at all. The government is asserting the right to stash away residents of this country in foreign prisons without semblance of due process. That is the foundation of our constitutional order. Further, it claims in essence that because it's rid itself of custody, that there's nothing that can be done. This should be shocking to not only judges, but to the intuitive sense of liberty that Americans far removed from the courthouses still hold dear. The government asserts that Abrego Garcia is a terrorist and a member of MS-13, perhaps, but perhaps not. Regardless, he is still entitled to due process. If the government is confident of its position, it should be assured that position will prevail in proceedings to terminate the withholding of removal order. Moreover, the government that conceded that Obrego Garcia was wrongly or mistakenly deported, then it should not make what was wrong right. Why then should it not make what was wrong right? The Supreme Court's decision remains, as always, our guidepost. The decision rightly requires lower federal courts to give due regard for the defense owed to the executive branch in the conduct of a foreign affairs. That would allow sensitive diplomatic negotiations to be removed from public view. It would recognize as well that the facilitation of Abrego Garcia's return leaves the executive branch with options, and the execution to which the courts, in accordance with the Supreme Court's decision, should extend a genuine deference. That decision struck a balance that does not permit lower courts to leave Article 2 by the wayside. Can y'all read it now? 2 unalived to FSU now. The Supreme Court's decision does not, however, allow the government to do essentially nothing. How many pages are we going here? I don't want to sit here and read the whole thing. Okay, it's 7 pages. It requires the government to facilitate Abrego Garcia's release from custody in El Salvador and ensure its case is handled as it would have been had it not been improperly sent to El Salvador. Facilitate in its active verb. It requires that steps be taken as the Supreme Court has made perfectly clear. We got breaking news from New York as well. Thus, the government's argument that all it must do is remove any domestic barriers to Abrego's return for stay at 2 is not well taken in the light of Supreme Court's command of the government facilitate Abrego Garcia's release from custody in El Salvador. Facilitation does not permit the admittedly erroneous deportation of an individual to one country's prison that the withholding order forbids, and further to do so in disregard of a court order, and that the government not so subtly spurns. The facilitation does not sanction the abrogation of habeas corpus through the transfer of custody to foreign detention centers in the manner attempted here. Allowing all this would facilitate foreign detention more than it would domestic return. It would reduce the rule of law to lawlessness and tarnish the very values for which Americans of diverse views and persuasions have always stood. The government is obviously frustrated and displeased with the rulings of the court. Let one thing be clear, court rulings are not above criticism. Criticism keeps us on our toes and helps us do a better job. Court rulings can overstep, and they can further intrude upon the prerogatives of other branches. Courts thus speak with the knowledge and imperfections, but also with a sense that they instill a fidelity to the law that would be sorely missed in their absence. And it just talks more about in sum, and for reasons foregoing, we deny the motion to stay pending appeal the writ of mandamus. In this case, it's so ordered. You guys get the gist. You guys get the gist. This is the court order from the Fourth Circuit. Hit the boogie down, boom, 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 beam, boom, 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 boom. I know how to do that. Make your guest here on TikTok. I know how to do that. Okay, guys, I need to make a video. I need to make a video that. For the campaign for the Unfuck America tour. I love Attorney D. I follow Attorney D. Love Attorney D. Yellow. Yeah, are you a Trump supporter? No? Yeah, I'm only taking opposition. Do you want to say something real quick while I got you on the line, though?
You're doing so good, and this and that, and this and that, and it's just weird, man. It's just the fact that they can't see, like, they have to absolutely just praise the fearless leader just to get it started. Like, how is that okay? How is that not weird?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think Trump's positioned himself in a lot of ways to avoid any sort of, what do you call it?
Negative feedback, anything,
Negative
criticism,
feedback,
dude, it's crap.
criticism. Yeah. Like anything like that is dissension, whatever you call it. Yeah, they want to be treated. They want their yes men, and I always point to like the war in Russia. Like if you look at Putin and the relationship he probably has with the people around him, nobody wants to give Putin bad news. So when Putin says, "Hey, do we have logistics to bring our people to the front line? Do we have logistics to bring the people to the front line, gas, or do we have the logistics to break through the front lines in Ukraine?" All of these guys probably have to say yes, yes. Like we're winning so good right now. We're winning so good when really they're just getting fucking crushed. They're getting crushed
Right.
at the front lines, and this is the kind of relationship Trump expects to have with his people.
Right. And
Otherwise, they
even,
get
like I said, just for the megas out there, it's just, push all policy aside, push anything out there for specifics, because they're not going to agree on that anyway. But the fact that you can't get one to say anything negative about it. You can't be like, is there one thing you have a critique for Trump? Fucking zilch. Like, that's weird. Like, you can't, this isn't a fucking sports team. You know what I'm saying? This is a country, and we have geopolitical fucking layouts that need to be managed, and it's just, any patriot would know, like, hey, there has to be some form of pushback to bring forth new ideas, and it's just non-existent. And that's wild.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, I just missed another caller, so I'm gonna let you go. But I appreciate you, bro.
All right, thank you. Yep.
All right. Guys, if your number starts in 808, you're welcome to try calling again. They plan to annex land in order to send U.S. citizens to CCOT. I just Googled that. I don't have any news on that, but I have heard of that idea floating around as a way that he can do it. I have heard that. I don't know if he's officially proposed that, though. Did I get the things you sent me on the Doge whistleblower? If they're in my inbox, I'll look at them. I get a lot of stuff in my inbox, and I don't get to check it all usually between streams. What the hell is that caller yapping about, chat? All right, guys. How long have I been live? 3 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on subscriber only chat, and then I'm gonna go get my mail. And we will be right back with my mail, and I'll do mail openings. But for now, if you're a subscriber, you can chat. If you're not a subscriber, if you're not awesome as fuck, you can't chat. Sorry. All right. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh. Kind of a dope hat. Let's try it on. This might be the one. This might be the one I rock with my 80s outfit. Ooh. Very nice. Do I have a pair of aviators? I have some coming. I have some coming. I have some coming, guys. Almost looks like a bowling shirt, yeah. You can wear it whenever too. Yeah, I just recently got a bunch of button-up shirts that I really like. Do you ever watch Don Lemon? Don Lemon is pretty dope. I've heard his name a million times, and I never really watched a lot of news. And then I saw him streaming on TikTok one day. That's when I first actually saw Don Lemon, and he's great. I think he's great. Julie Q, thank you so much for the auto renew. It's weird hearing him swear and be so candid. Yeah. Yeah, we're at a point in time where independent journalism is the way. It is the way. Chat, we're almost at the weekend. Felice is my main source. Felice is so good. Hello?
Hi, Pickles.
What's up?
All I want to say is Trump is ass. You have a great day.
Love that. That was beautiful.
Based.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I believe that's Shakespeare who said that. Trump is ass. It sounds Shakespearean. It was Aristotle. Vanessa with the sub. Thank you so much. Brought us over 667. We were at 666. It was good. Almost the weekend, guys. Chat, we have a full week ahead of us after this. For those just tuning in, I will give the Unfuck America Tour another shout out. Guys, the Unfuck America Tour is this next week. I'm going to bring up the website. All right, guys, the Unfuck America Tour is this coming week. Headlining it is Parker Get a Job and Dean Withers. And we have $18,000 raised so far out of our goal for $250,000. And we are bringing the debate to Charlie Kirk. So it's a group of a bunch of us TikTok creators, a bunch of political creators here on TikTok. We are going to be jamming up Charlie Kirk's little tent at A&M College Station this coming Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And we hope to be following Charlie's tour throughout the U.S. Last year, I believe he visited like hundreds of campuses. Last year, he spent tens of millions of dollars doing this. And we want to try to follow him and make sure that we are there with ample representation of the left to stop him from spreading far-right conspiracies and propaganda to our youth. So if you guys want to help us do that, our goal is $250,000, and the link in my bio, the link in my profile, the Act Blue link, it's the very first link. That is how you can donate. Anything and everything is appreciated. $5, $10, it all adds up. Please consider doing it so that we can continue to do this and preach to the youth of the United States. We saw the last election where the youth swung towards Trump, and this is one of their biggest efforts in doing that and indoctrinating kids with clear lies, with provable lies that Charlie Kirk is telling these kids. The last video clip I saw him spouting lies to kids, the last lie I saw him saying was that undocumented migrants do not have constitutional rights. It is an obvious lie. You can just Google it on your phone right now. Do undocumented migrants have constitutional rights? They obviously do. And Charlie Kirk was screaming to a crowd of kids at a college campus that they do not. Yeah, I agree. We need to be doing exactly what he's doing. We need a PAC to fund us to have equal efforts on our side. What's the opposite of turning point? I don't know. Well, I don't know. I have to open the line. I think it's closed. It is closed. I'll open it back up. Guys, the line is open again if you guys want to try to call. How will Democrats overcome Hispanic vote loss to Marco Rubio in 2028? Obviously, all we have to do is point towards what the Trump administration is doing right now. I think it's pretty easy. Hello?
What's up, Lyle?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
You damn right I am.
Okay, what do you like about
From
Trump?
Hawaii, too, in a Democrat state, living through the corruption.
Got it. What do you like about Trump?
He's coming through with his promises. It's going to take a little while because the people in Congress and the Senate just can't agree on anything.
Yeah, I always say that MAGA cannot govern. They can't do anything that is bipartisan that anybody can agree on. Trump can only rule by executive order because his ideas are so fringe and horrible.
Yeah, which I guess he's pretty genius enough to put those mandates in and, you know, do what he's been hired to do. For free, by the way. For free.
What's been free so far?
He is not, he's donating his presidential check back into the government.
Oh, God.
He's working for free, bro. So
Okay.
is Elon Musk.
All right. Trump is donating $425,000 a year
Yes,
back
he
to
did. He
back
did
to the
in his
people.
first administration. Yes, he has.
Okay, I get it. But how much are we paying for him to golf at Mar-a-Lago?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, it's
You work 7 days
estimated
a week?
so far. It's
I know I
estimated
don't,
$20
but
million.
sometimes I have to because I live in a Democrat corrupt state that's overpricing us.
We have given him taxpayer dollars $20 million for him to golf at Mar-a-Lago so far. This presidency, 90 days.
Don't believe
Is
it.
that more or less than $425,000?
What? Just what? For who? For who?
For
Just
him
to
and the Secret
get a
Service to
plane
all
ride
stay at
there?
Mar-a-Lago.
Okay. And then what has Biden been doing? He's been spending time on the beach molesting his daughter.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. I bet that's a big eye
Okay,
opener
I
for
think
you.
you're
Huh?
pivoting here with false claims about Biden and his daughter. Let's
No,
talk about Trump.
no. He's a pedophile, and he molested his own freaking daughter, bro. It's in her diary.
Okay, that is a lie. That came out as false, right? His
No,
daughter came out
no,
and wrote a
it
court.
came out as
She
true,
let
buddy.
me
It
retort.
came out as true.
Let me
She
retort.
even came out saying it.
No, she did not come out and say it. She wrote a
Yes,
letter
she
to the
did.
court
That's
saying
why,
these things
that's
were
why they try to
misconstrued.
get court documents on suing that person taking her diary.
Yeah, the
Taking
diary's
pictures
real.
out of
Have
her
you read the diary?
Yeah.
No, you
Go on
haven't.
Truth Social, bro.
No, you haven't. Which page is that on in the diary?
It's a picture.
It's
Just
a
like how we got
picture?
pictures of the illegal immigrants getting $20,000 in EBT, our
I thought
tax-paying
we were
dollars.
talking about the diary.
Oh, there's a lot of fucking problems you guys been doing. I'm gonna be jumping around like a fucking jackrabbit.
Okay, but I'm sitting here trying to have a debate with you. You can't just start rambling on about random shit.
Oh, sorry, bro. You got to keep up.
No, I don't. I can just kick you. You want to have a conversation? You just like want to deflect when I have you cornered.
No, I'm just letting you know that you are freaking lying and you're brainwashed, my bro.
I'm brainwashed,
You're
but you can't have a
brainwashed,
conversation? I want to
I'm
talk
having
about
a
each of these
conversation.
things you're saying in
just,
detail, and you
just
don't.
close your mind, and then your mouth just stays open.
I want to talk about these things in detail, and you don't. You just want to jump around?
Okay, go in detail. There's plenty. Come on, I like you.
What page is the Ashley Biden diary say that she showers with her dad? Which is, by the way, not pedophilia. It's kind of a gross way to put it.
Yeah, it's pretty weird to shower with your daughter, bro.
I would say it's questionable, but what would you say about Trump openly saying that the number one thing he has in
there's a
hold
lot
on,
more things that she said in
hold
there.
on. What about Trump saying the number one thing he has in common with his daughter is sex when she said real estate and golf?
Yeah, that was pretty weird on that.
What about him saying
But
he would date a 10-year-old in 10 years?
Who?
Trump is caught on audio video saying that he would date a 10-year-old in 10 years.
I don't. I gotta see the video. But show it
I
on
can
your
show it
thing
to you
when
right now.
You forgot about what's her name, the little Korean girl that visited the White House with Obama too.
We've got passion, we've got determination.
3
And if
days
we set
later,
our
she ended
sights on
up in a
something,
trash
you better
bag in
believe
a
it's happening.
dumpster.
Okay.
We always felt like our content was.
Well, Major, I want to start with a short video clip
George
from
Clooney was there too.
1992 from Entertainment Tonight, which is owned by CBS Television. In it, Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl. Let's listen to that.
Soon. Thursday night. You going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
You can hear him say, I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it? Major, I wonder how concerned.
What do you say about that, bub?
Can't see it.
You
I'm on
can't
the
see
phone.
it. It's on the screen.
Not on my screen, bro.
What screen are you watching?
Your YouTube.
YouTube, can you see it? He goes, I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it? He goes, you going up the escalator and you hear a tiny girl go, yeah. And then he goes, I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
That's an AI.
This was in 1992. They didn't have AI back then. In fact, this clip is 2016 before AI came out too. 9 years ago?
We even got videos of Hunter dragging a little Asian girl back into his hotel room, and he's naked.
Adults can be naked all they want.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Bro, you guys indoctrinating our children, letting fucking mental illness men with dresses. So why in, what is it, 2022 and 2021? Why the hell was a freaking Woman of the Year a fucking man?
There's probably a woman that you just don't think is a woman.
Yeah, no, it's a man in a dress. That's all it is. There's only two genders.
And what did the Democrats do to make that
I
happen?
don't care if you identify as a bucket. Like, dude, I don't give a
What
crap.
laws are Democrats
You're a
pushing
man or a
that
woman.
make these things happen? Are you guys just gaslighting us and say
So
it's our fault?
you want our tax-paying dollars to go and cut men's fucking penises off in the prison so they can fucking do whatever the fuck they want.
That was the law during
for
Trump too.
cigarettes.
Trump allowed that to happen. Would you say Trump's responsible for that too?
No, he did not allow that to happen, bro.
It was the law during Trump's year.
We're not the ones trying to
Trump's
murder
administration.
presidents and burn down Teslas and now government buildings.
Dude, you're all over the place.
I sure am. So are you guys.
I'm trying to chase you. It's
You
like
guys,
herding
they
cats.
represent evil freaking people, bro.
What are you
Evil
talking about?
people. Evil
Trump's the
people.
one
Look
who
upstairs for
walked
dinner.
in women's beauty
JD,
pageants
JD.
because he owned the
JD
place.
is a
Do you think
devil
that's cool?
worshiper. Dude, you guys are fucking mentally retarded.
You can't
Seriously.
say that word, bud. Can't say that word. It's 2025. If you want to talk about whose culture's worse, y'all are the side who say racial slurs and ableist slurs, and you want to perpetuate those things in society, and we're the ones who don't like that. Artemis, thank you for the sub. Lewis 64 and C with the auto renew as well. Living the dream with the sub. Dave with the sub. Daisy May with the sub. Jeez Louise, guys. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, they pivot because they don't have facts. Yellow.
Hey, Pickles.
Hello.
I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention and about the Forbes article that was just put out about how they would like to now start violating any deportation critics, arresting them for terrorism. If you're a deportation critic, it just was. If you Google it, it's the most recent article that just came out on Forbes. It's hidden behind a paywall. But basically one of the Republicans is putting forth a thing that's basically like a new law that would deem any deportation critic a, yes, aiding and abetting. And I'm terrified of this is terrifying. Like, we're reaching the point of scary no return.
Brendan Carr also waded into the controversy surrounding Garcia's. Oh, we got a really bad echo. I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute you real quick. White House Senior Director for Counterterrorism Sebastian Gorka attacked people seeking the return of Kilmar Garcia, the Maryland man mistakenly deported to El Salvador, and suggested opposition of Trump's administration deportation efforts may be a federal crime, becoming the latest in Trump official to go after critics of the administration's crackdown on immigration.
Is it better with the echo?
Test.
I turned off.
Yeah, that's better.
So anyways, I don't really have much to say other than we're reaching this point of really, it's like it's terrifying. And like, I'm over here like, man, I don't know, maybe I need to just like put my account on private or delete my account, or like, not that we want to go into hiding and like allow it to happen, but like also I don't want to be martyred. This is not okay. And then I'm sure you heard about the American who's being illegally held
in Florida.
And yeah. Okay. So anyways, I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew, because as you're talking to these Trumpers, maybe you can get some of them to start seeing the light, because I mean, I don't know how many of them can continue to be okay with this sort of stuff, but it's so beyond not okay.
Wow. All right. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you back. Why is a British Hungarian person who is a news host the deputy assistant to the president? It seems like Trump just like hires people that stroke his ego. That last caller from YouTube is now preaching on YouTube chat that he's a follower of Christ. I'm sure Christ handpicked the man that said the most common thing he has with his daughter is sex. I'm sure Christ handpicked that man. The guy that grabs women by the pussy. He's a follower of Christ. Because of Orban. Is he Viktor Orban's buddy? I'm sure he is. I don't think this person's connecting. Chat, I might be taking a break and restarting. I need to make a little video. Kyram Hill, thank you for the auto renew. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and take a tiny break and eat a little bit of lunch, and I'll be right back, guys. Much love, guys. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in maybe actually fuck. Yeah, I'll do another stream before I go. I'm gonna go to the rock climbing gym tonight with my girlfriend. But I will see you guys in just a second. Love you guys. Bye.